Domo, welcome everybody. Today we are playing The Way We All Go. Yippee! So yes, Domo Surveillance Verb, Domo Logator, Domo Arditto, Domo Fifth Alice, yes, Logator, there I is. Definitely get the toilet paper ready. And the emotes pork roll as usual. So yeah, a few fun facts about this game. First of all, it's a 2025 remake of a game from originally 2015. Second of all, I've played a game by this developer before, so when they offered me a key being like, hey, can you play the remake of my game? I was like, hell fucking yeah. Because it's Ebi Hime. She was the one who made that Yuri Yandere game that I liked a lot. Like, if you remember, I was like, I put that up in like A tier. I was like, yeah, you guys gotta play this. So I was pretty excited when I saw that. So I'm interested in how this is gonna go. This is also a yandere game. I mean, I think the title screen alone tells you a lot. This game's got like 20 plus endings, so we'll see how it goes. And if I have to adjust the volume or anything, just let me know. I really think you should tell her, you know? I know, but are you scared? My eyes flicker open. I wake up in the compartment of a train. My head is leaned back against my seat and there's a strand of drool dripping from the corner of my mouth. 20 plus? How long per ending? I don't know, we'll find out. The hard way. What? I winced and wiped it away with the back of my hand. Drooling at my age? That's very mature. I thought I stopped doing that when I was a kid. I need to get it together. Act more like an adult. That's what I keep telling myself at least. But it never seems to work out. That's partially why I decided to take this trip alone. This isn't some kind of crazy coming-of-age kind of adventure, though. I'm not going to go to far-off lands and slay dragons and pull swords from stones. I doubt I could do that even if I tried. I'm gonna visit my grandparents, who live all the way out in the countryside. That's all. Oh Lord, I can't read. I think it'll be nice to go back home, though. I've only been away for 2 years, but it almost feels like a whole lifetime. I wonder if anything will be different. 2 years might seem like a short amount of time, minuscule in the grand scheme of things, but a lot can change over a period of only a few days, let alone years. I hope Amu's okay. It'll be strange seeing her again. She sent me some photographs, but a photo isn't the same as seeing a person in real life. It seems like the average isekai protagonist. Yeah, right? Like, this is how I got isekai'd. Being stabbed by a yandere. And I wonder. I lean my head against the window. The rough motions of the train jerk my head against the glass, bumping my forehead and knocking my teeth together as they clatter, but I ignore it. Probability of survival is counterintuitive for these folks. Yeah. I can see fields dyed dark blue under the evening sky. I'm not in Saitama anymore. I'm far away from my new house, my new school, my new friends. Saiki, Miho, and Yuna. What are they doing right now? Saiki with her love of horror stories. Miho who always scores the highest in karaoke. Yuna who wears red ribbons in her hair and keeps falling asleep in class. Alright, there you are. Domo Cosmic, welcome. How you doing? Just in time for the yanderes. But these idle thoughts soon fade away. I'm going back home, and maybe I'll see her. She was always so quiet. She never spoke to anybody other than me. Will she be any different now? Hope she's at least made a few new friends. If she hasn't, then... would it be my fault? No, that's no good. Why am I worrying already? I haven't even made it to the village yet. Stop being so stupid. I mutter this under my breath, trying to ward off my vague feelings of guilt. I don't want to ruin my trip before it even begins, though it wouldn't be surprising if I did. Maybe I deserve to feel bad. I should have told her. Why didn't I tell her? I had a little side menu. Because you were scared. I might have under my breath. Not that it matters. Nobody can hear me. I can still right-click the save, though. It's Renpy. Yeah, the yans and the deres. I'm the only person on the train. Darling, welcome back! It's good to see you again, lad. Do you want a hand with your luggage? I'm standing at the single platform of the small, dilapidated train station, gripping my single suitcase tight in my hand. Since I'm only going to be here for 3 days, I didn't bother to pack much. I can make do with only a few pairs of underwear and my pajamas. I don't need anything else. Young girls move over. It's all about the men hair girls these days. Woo-wee. My grandparents have come to greet me at the station with wide, reassuring smiles. Their home is only 5 minutes away from the station, so they didn't need to bring the car, which is probably a good thing. My mother keeps saying my grandfather's eyesight is getting worse and worse. Nowadays, he can hardly read the newspaper without the aid of his thick glasses, which he hardly ever wears since he keeps losing them. Somehow he's still allowed to drive a car despite that, something he frequently does, according to my mother, just so he can reassure himself he's not completely past it. Parents look like they're being warmed by a skin suit. It's like, surprise! It's like it was actually your stalker the entire time, masquerading as your grandparents. At least it's a fairly rural area, so there aren't all that many cars around to hit. You don't need to carry anything, Grandpa. I'm good. I return my grandfather's smile and make a show of lifting my suitcase. I'm trying to prove that I can manage it, but he doesn't look convinced. Nonsense! You made all the effort to come out here, and on that blasted train, too. You must be exhausted. I'm fine. I'm not a child anymore. My grandfather peers at me, frowning. He's trying to verify the validity of my statement. I wonder if he's forgotten how old I am. What's this? You still look like a youngin' to me. Hey, I am 16. And I'm older than 60. The gulf between us is as wide as the Kitatami River. And train is probably one of the more comfy ways to travel. Yeah. 16, he's a child. Yeah, he is a youngin'. A little whippersnapper. My grandmother giggles. Now, dear, don't be silly. You're getting old and your eyes aren't what they used to. It's like she's got her glasses. Nonsense, my eyes are just fine, Chio. You say that, but you insist on wearing the ugliest shirts. This shirt isn't ugly. It's very cutting edge. I'll have you know, all the youngsters are wearing them. Yeah, we all like the, Hawaiian drip. Our dear grandson isn't wearing one. To his detriment, it enhances a man's natural charm and shows off his true character. It shows he's starting to get senile, perhaps. You could be a very cruel mistress, Chio. Now don't bully poor Atsushi too much, you old bore. I'm just saying it like I see it, Chio. He'll always be a brat to me. On the contrary, I think he's grown up to be rather handsome. Handsome? I don't know about that. Well, you know what they say. Good things come in small packages. The way I see it, you're just being modest. I don't know if being short is the same as being modest. My lack of height isn't a conscious decision I made. If anything, I'd like to be a couple of inches taller. That way I wouldn't get teased so much. Like, oh no, he's small. I'm the shortest boy in your being the shortest boy in your class can be pretty depressing. Nobody likes being picked last when teams are being formed in PE. Like, oh no, not PE. Yeah, it's like Grandpa ain't wrong. Like, thanks, Grandpa. I don't think I'm all that modest, really. I think you are. You're just proving my point, dear. Well... Oh, our Ari has raised you well. You're such a little gentleman. Little being the operative word. You must get it from your side of the family, Chio. You've always been tiny, haven't you? Yes, I simply have a weak constitution. See, even though he's 2 years older now, he's still a runt. I think you should let me carry your case, lad. It's for your own good. No, I feel bad. You don't need to put yourself out for me. Grandmother grins, beckoning me close. I follow her crooked finger and she leans in towards me, whispering in my ear. Don't mind him, dearie. He just wants to show off. Let him carry your case. It'll give him something to boast about with the neighbors later. Oh, well, if that's how it is. That's right. No matter how old this man gets, he's just a child at heart. Grandmother and I laugh together, co-conspirators, before I turn my attention back to my grandfather. Alright, I reconsidered. I guess I am a little tired from the journey, so you can carry my case if you want. Excellent. I see you talk some sense into him, Chio. Did you use your feminine charms? Uh-huh. Even at the age of 80, I still have it in me. It must be the homegrown vegetables we eat. They're good for your skin. Better than the vegetables at those so-called supermarkets. You got that right. No tomatoes taste as good as yours, Chio. Wah-ha-ha-ha. As my grandparents laugh together, I feel something lift from the pit of my stomach. Could it be an anxiety? I started to get worried during my journey here, but maybe those fears were unfounded. Simply seeing my grandparents had made me feel more at ease. I guess I really do belong here after all. Oh, Domo Doom Guy! Yeah, welcome. How you doing? I don't have any leftovers. I eat other people's leftovers. How you doing? How was the journey here, darling? It was fine. Took a while, so it was a little tiring, but other than that... Oh yes, it really is a long journey. 6 hours or so, isn't it? Yeah, with scavengers. The snow's unbearable. Oh no. Good luck. Stay warm. Don't throw out your back by shoveling. Something like that. I had to change a few times though and wait around for a while, so maybe it was more like 7. 7 hours? You poor dear, it must have been dreadful. You need to eat more. Here, take this. Thank you? I look at my loaded plate with suspicion. My grandmother might have said all that stuff about me being grown up and handsome, but did she really believe it? If she did, why did she make me so much food? It's almost like she's trying to feed up a starving kitten. There aren't many people in the train, though. For the last 2 stations, I was on my own. It wasn't too stressful. But, you know, just the Japanese trains. Oh, well, this is a very small village. Not many people come up here, and more people have been leaving lately. Oh, but why? There aren't enough jobs to go around, which means there's no reason to stay. Now it's mostly just us old foggies left. Grandma food will only increase my horizontal height. It's sad, really. I don't think I should ever like to leave this place. It's just so peaceful. Yeah, no more Johnny. By all means, lurk, pet kitty. Taffy went to eat. And the green beans that grow in these parts are the best you can find. Ooh-hoo-hoo. I even hear they're going to discontinue their train line here. Guess it makes sense since it's hardly ever used and the current track is getting old. Oh, that really is sad. I pick up my dinner despondently. I might not live here anymore myself, but hearing that this village is on the decline is still depressing. All of my childhood memories were created here. Every single precious moment of my youth. Going out for walks in the forest. Catching cicadas in the summer with a net and an empty mayonnaise jar. Is mayonnaise a collecting instrument? My extravagant and unsightly, unrealistic plans to build a tree house with Amu, which never managed to materialize. And of course, there was her. My best friend, Noelle. Like, Noelle? Oops. Hey, Akchan. God, it's been too long. Saki's voice, weary and quietly sarcastic as ever, comes through to me from the other end of the phone. The phone of my grandparents' home is fairly old. It's more of an antique than a fully functional means of communication. It distorts Saki's voice, just as ripples across the water can mar a reflection. Even so, I recognize it. How could I not? That kind of tone could only belong to the Saki I know when Sort of, with a certain amount of fear. Love. I smile wryly to myself. It's acting like she hasn't seen me in years. Hasn't been that long. It's only been a couple days. It feels like an eternity. I've been so bored. Sitting on the floor, cross-legged, the phone of the corn snaked about in my lap. My hair's damp from the bath and my face feels slightly flushed. I think I used a little too much hot water. I always loved hot baths ever since I was a kid, but sometimes I go overboard and emerge from my long soaks on uneasy legs. My skin bright pink and puckered like a prune. It reminds you of a Diglett? Look like a Diglett? I yawn, holding one hand up against my mouth and readjust my grip on the phone. While I shift, I say, how can you be bored? You have all those brothers and sisters to look after, don't you? Don't remind me. I only just got them all off the bed. So unfair. If my parents wanted to go off on a romantic holiday, they should have thought twice before having so many kids. Why should I have to stay behind and look after them just because I'm the oldest? But you wouldn't have wanted to go on holiday with them either, would you? My parents? Of course not. I'd rather die. You know they've gone to Okinawa? Who wants to go to Okinawa? Went on our school trip a few years ago. It's a complete tourist trap. There was tacky merchandise everywhere, and it's all so bright and noisy without even going into the weather. Saki has a very pale complexion, which she guards jealously. She always slathers on sunscreen inches thick whenever so much as a single glint of sunshine can be seen peeking out from behind a cloud. I don't know why you're so unhappy. If you don't want to go with them in the first place, then there's no problem, right? It's the principle of the thing, that's all. I'm hurt. They didn't even invite me. It's probably because they knew you wouldn't want to go. I still would have liked an invitation. Would have at least given the vague illusion that my company is in high demand this holiday. What about Miho and Yuna? Yuna went to stay with her big sister for a few days, and Miho's out camping with her parents. Saki sighs. This is so pathetic. I'm the only one who doesn't have anything to do. Not a single thing. Taking care of your siblings is a noble job. Yeah, noble. Saki laughs dryly without any trace of humor. If you think watching reruns of Heidi for hours on end is noble, then sure. I kind of liked Heidi. Domo Bucky, welcome, how you doing? You know he's more like a Bidoof? Yeah, I think a Bidoof is a little braggy. He's got like the little things sticking out of his head. I had those series of VHS and I used to rewatch it regularly even up until my early teens. I used to tell my mother rummaged through my bedroom when I wasn't home and threw all my old VHS tapes out. I was pretty sore about it at the time. I still am, actually. Most of those shows don't get aired on TV anymore. I liked it too, but that was when I was about 5. But most of your siblings are 5. I know it's so depressing I could scream. I will refrain, however, because that would wake those little monsters up again. Sounds rough. You have no idea. You haven't known true torture until you've had the task of putting 4 young children to bed. Having met Saki's siblings several times during my trips to her home, I know better than to berate her. Although I genuinely like young children, Saki's siblings are something else altogether. They're more like gremlins than cute kids, and they're so loud, too. So no wonder Saki always has such dark bags under her eyes. Living in a small home filled with tiny children prone to waking up in the early hours of morning and slipping into their big sister's bed must be incredibly exhausting. It's getting so bad I'm starting to think Okinawa would be better after all. Okinawa! Okinawa. Open water. Water. What a joke. Why couldn't they go somewhere classy like France or Italy? And if they had absolutely had to stay in Japan, Ginza would definitely be the best choice. My parents have, like, no sense of style whatsoever. Another sigh. Anyway, I hope you're having a good time at least. I'm not entirely sure yet. I only just got here. Your train journey was that long? Yeah, like 7 hours or so. I would hate that so much, being cramped on a train with strangers coughing on me. It wasn't that bad. It was pretty quiet, really. That's good, I suppose. More than can be said for my day. Pause. Hey, Akchan. What is it? I hope you have a good time on your trip. Honestly, I'm not just saying it. Yeah, I know. Hope you get along well with your friends, your old friends, and, if you feel overwhelmed, you can always call me. I probably won't be doing anything interesting. If anything, I'd appreciate having somebody to talk to other than the mothers at the local playground. Sure, I'll try to keep in contact by time, but I am going to be back in 3 days. Just try to hold out until then. I'll do my best. 3 days of endless Heidi reruns and pillow fights and takeout pizza. I'll have to grin and bear it, I guess. Not that Psyche grins very often. That would conflict with her pale-skinned, dark-eyed, eternal queen of the night appearance. Oh, one more thing. Make sure you bring me back a souvenir. I need some kind of excitement lingering on the horizon to get me through this living nightmare. Otherwise, I might snap and stab myself in the eye with a wax crayon. Now don't go jinxing yourself. I lie on my futon, staring up at the ceiling in the guest room. The guest room's pretty small, but I don't mind that. It reminds me of the time when I was a child and I used to stay here overnight when my parents were busy. I lie in the same futon with the lights turned on, reading comics and eating slices of stolen tangerine. My fingers would always get stained with yellow from the rind of the tangerine, and I never had the foresight to wash it off before I went to sleep. My grandmother would see my yellow fingers in the morning and see the missing tangerines, but she never scolded me. Instead, she would ask in an overly theatrical tone of surprise, "Where have my tangerines all gone?" And I'd say, "I don't know, maybe it was a bear." Those days were a lot of fun. But I'm not 10 anymore. I'm getting older and I'm too big for this futon now. The tips of my toes are poking out from under the sheets. I close my eyes and curl up into a ball, listening to the sounds of the cicadas outside. The windows are all shut, but I can still hear the cicadas. There's something I forgot after living in Saitama for so long. The small details vanished from my mind as though they were never there at all. Oh, Domo Road Dog! You come, you she, you lurk. Well, good to see a road dog. By all means, lurk. No matter where you live, there's always background noise. In Saitama, it's cars and drunken arguments in the dead of night outside your apartment. In the countryside, it's cicadas. Cicadas and the wind. I snuggle under my blanket. For some reason, I feel cold and not just my toes. My whole body's freezing. I shiver. Maybe it isn't the weather. Maybe it's my mind. I'm probably overthinking things. I always do. I'm thinking about tomorrow. Thinking about her. I should have told her. Why didn't I tell her? That's the last thought I have before I fall into a deep, dreamless sleep. Whoops. Was that like an oh. Oh, I hope I didn't skip something important. But anyway, day 1. The beginning. Sunlight streams through the window. I feel it brush against my face, trying to snake itself through my closed eyes. I curl up even tighter into a ball like hibern- Oh wait. I realized I could just scroll up. In a small village. Teeming with the cries of cicadas. Yes, Buggy, I see you. I said hello. My most precious memories reside. You want to sleep on one of those floor benches once? Yeah, I know. Domo Cody, welcome. How you doing? Memories of her. Noelle. Memories of her. Amu. Like she's got a knife! And memories of her. Eri. It's been 2 years. Yeah, you're awake for once. Yippee! Well, glad you could join us for yanderes, Cody. I need to go back. Amu's designated pink woman. Yes. Ooh! I need to say I'm sorry. I see. Toilet. Alright. Like, luckily I was like, wait a minute. In Renpy, you can just scroll back with the mouse wheel, so I was able to replay that. Alright, we're good. Yeah, we got yanderes. Well, it might be seriously bad news. You think? Gee, I wonder what made you think that. Was it the box cutter or the eyeball? Like Pinku women. They're they're all 16. So if we're talking smash or pass, it would be as the main character. Who was also 16. But yeah, I think something about a hedgehog. The new day crept up on me far too fast. I haven't had any time to prepare myself yet. I'm still tired and my feet are cold. That's what I get for sleeping on a futon that's slightly too small for me, I guess. I didn't hear any cars. Didn't hear many people. I could only hear the hum of the cicadas. Other than that, everything is still and quiet. Maybe it's too quiet. I'll check my posture. For legal purposes, we're playing Smash or Pass with a hammer and only a hammer. Precisely! I start to fantasize, making up imaginary scenarios of natural disasters, nuclear wars, the zombie apocalypse. Where have all the people gone? It takes me a few moments to remember where I am. I'm not in the city anymore. Atsushi, my lad, how are you doing this morning? I hope you slept well? I do feel a little bad sticking you in the storage room like that. I would have preferred to put you up somewhere nicer, but we don't have any spare bedrooms in hand. That was the best we could do. You won't go tattling to Eri, will you, about how grossly neglectful we've been? I don't want our dear daughter breathing down our necks. She's always been such a fiery thing, which is good, of course, since she's never had any trouble standing up for herself. She doesn't let anybody push her around. But that includes me and Shio. Ha 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 ha. Hammer or dismiss? Gram, as our grandma. Too old. My grandfather chuckles, then takes a sip of his green tea. Yeah, domo shushi. Remember, a horny in chat either has never been, and a horny in chat me there will never be. Yeah, whatever poor girl just said. I meanwhile look down on my lap, a little abashed. My grandfather's been chatting away so extensively, he's not given me much of a chance to chime in. Yeah, thank you for being you, and you, and you, and you. To all of you. I do feel like I do back in school when the teacher's asking questions. Sometimes I do know the answer, but I always falter before raising my hand. Doubts always inevitably end up crossing the surface of my mind. What if you're wrong? And the moment I doubt myself, I find myself paralyzed with indecision. I can't get so much as a single word out, and nobody else winds up answering the question in my stead. I stare at my breakfast, which was lovingly prepared by my grandmother. Flaky fish, white rice, miso soup, and an assortment of pickled vegetables, while my grandmother tuts. Really now, Jotaro. I know you just want to do right by Atsushi. It has been a while since we last saw him, but don't bombard him with questions like that. This isn't an interrogation, and we're not police constables. We're supposed to be his grandparents. Yeah, never be... It's like, that might not be grandma. Maybe, who knows? Never be ashamed, also read the rules in the room and use common sense. Exactly, Cody. Blood splatter on the text really drives the point home. Yeah, it's like, gee, I wonder what all this blood is for. Oh, yes. Those Squidchama, all the way we go? To where? Hell. Welcome, how you doing? You're quite right, Chio. I do apologize, lad. I must have gotten carried away. It's just so good to see you is all, lad. I missed you. You did? Well, of course we did. You're our only grandson and we love you a lot. Isn't that right, Chio? Of course we do. That should go without saying. We've been looking forward to seeing you again, dear. Which is precisely why you shouldn't smother him so much. You need to learn some restraint, old man. My grandmother shoots my grandfather a stern look while he smiles wryly. Oh, well, maybe you have a point. You'll have to forgive this old-timer for being too enthusiastic. Really, how was your night, lad? I do hope you slept well. No, it's probably quieter out here than it is in the city, but there's a lot of cicadas around this time of year. Yeah, go and yeah, it's like, nowhere good in circles. RPG love called Sudeki, where they actually pull it's the door covered in red paint. Ah. It's been pretty warm lately, hasn't it? It's a little, I guess. It's okay, I was able to nod off eventually. Good, I'm glad to hear it. And was the futon comfortable, dear? To be honest, sleeping on a futon felt a little funny. I've always slept in a bed, even when I lived in a more traditional Japanese home in the countryside. My old bedroom had a bed, and so does my new bedroom out in the city. Futons is a bit hard on my neck. But my grandparents are looking at me so expectantly, I didn't want to let them down. I know they've been doing their best to make me feel welcome, and I really do appreciate it. It was fine, thank you. It was very cozy. Wonderful. I knew everything would be fine. See, all of your worrying was for nothing, you old goat. Atsushi is perfectly happy. Yeah, you can get Sudeki on Steam for like $3. The blood would make terrible red paint. Like, yeah, just paint it in the children's hospital. That'll look lovely. Just draw a tree. I would hope so. It's not every day we get to meet up with our grandson. Not since he moved to the blasted city. It really would have been nice if our Eri would have come along too. Oh well, tomorrow's another day like they say. Let's get started on breakfast. I don't want to waste so much time on so much as a single kernel of rice. This food was lovely made by your fair hand, so I'm sure it'll be delicious. I think supernatural people completely explode and everything in the room turned pink. And then of course there's Danganronpa, where everyone's pink. But yeah, I'm like Sudeki. Oh yeah, I see Sudeki. Okay. Oh, I googled it. Oh dear, you flatter me. My grandmother chuckles, but I think she likes the praise. She dips her head, her chopsticks in hand, and introduces them to her food. I mean, I'll do the same. It's a pleasantly warm morning, and sunlight streams into the living room through the open doors of the veranda. When I inhale, I can smell the earth, the distinctive scent of the soil and the flowers. I felt anxious last night. When I was traveling here on all those trains, I kept turning over anxious thoughts inside my head, wondering what it would be like to come back to my old home. But now I'm in my grandparents' living room, picking away at the breakfast my grandmother lovingly made. The worst of my worries have all but melted away. It really does feel good to come back. Do you have a movie where students spontaneously explode into puddles of blood for literally no reason? Huh. Weird. I sigh, breathing in the cool country air. It's invigorating and it wakes me up more thoroughly than a bucket of cold water would. Oh, then what should I do today? Who should I see? Amu wrote to me a few days ago. She said she was going to be spending most of Golden Week working in her parents' cafe. Since it's only 11, it seems likely she'll be there. If I want to pay her a visit, I should dig my old bike out from my grandparents' back garden and take it for a ride. It takes about 40 minutes to reach the town where the cafe is by bike. Probably slightly longer if I walk. I haven't been on a bike in a long time. Thinking about it makes me feel a bit nostalgic. It's been a while since I felt the wind in my hair, smelled the flowers in the fields. It's an enticing idea. On the other hand, there's always Noelle. I definitely owe her a visit. It's been so long, however, I can't help but feel anxious. But I know one thing is certain. If I keep deliberating like this, I'll never get anything done. Amu! It doesn't take long for me to make up my mind. I feel a twinge of guilt at brushing Noelle aside like this, but I think it might be for the best. I know in my heart I should at least try to visit her. I should try to repair our relationship. I owe her that much. And this might be the only chance I have, but... yeah, Noelle, Christmas season. I'm not gonna be here for very long, and I don't know if I'll have enough time. Seems far more realistic to spend these few days having fun with my first best friend, rather than try to rekindle a relationship that might never spark again. At least I know that Amma will be happy to see me. And so, trying to justify this cowardly line of thought to myself, I go to my grandparents' back garden and dig up my old bike. Western names with Japanese architecture is a very visual novel feel. Don't worry about it! It's taking longer to reach the town than I thought it would. I'm slumped over the handlebars of my bike like a slab of freshly cut meat. My face is just as red. I pant heavily, trying to get my breath back. Sweat beads on my forehead, dripping down the contours of my face and off the tip of my nose. This gradual degradation must be what happens when you move to the city. Everything was all so convenient, I stopped walking and cycling everywhere, and I started relying on the godsend that is public transportation. I took the train to and from school. When I wanted to go shopping, I went on the bus. I hardly ever had to walk unless it was to the convenience store, and that was only 3 minutes away. My heart burns, my face is on fire. At least one good thing's come out of all this. When I blush, my face gets so red it hides my freckles. Never liked them. Serena Tsukino needs jelly-filled donuts and she'll point a finger gun at you to get them. These jelly donuts are great. I love me a nice jelly-filled donut. I've wondered about wearing makeup to conceal them before, but it might be strange asking my female friends for advice about that. I don't know if they tease me, but... Well, even if I wanted to reinvent myself, it's already too late. People in my new school already know about my freckles, so what's the point? I wouldn't be able to fool them. I'm just the same as I used to be all those years ago. Or am I? If that were really true, then why has cycling become such a chore? Could I have changed more than I thought? My legs hurt. After that strenuous cycle here, I don't even want to look at my bike, let alone ride it. Frickin' fricks. You frickin' fricks. Unfortunately, I can't just abandon it somewhere along the street. That would be irresponsible and someone might trip over it. Or steal it. Burdened by my own sense of justice, I end up towing the wretched thing along behind me, holding it by the handlebars. Maybe it wasn't my fault I got so tired. After all, this is an old bike. Perhaps one of the tires is flat or something and the brakes aren't very good either. Not my fault. It really truly isn't. At least I don't want it to be. Jeez. Projection? I glance about my surroundings in an attempt to distract myself from my concerns about my physical fitness. Or lack thereof. Come to think of it, I really should be paying more attention, given I'm wheeling along this unwieldy vehicle. I didn't want to run over any small children. What kind of jelly-filled donuts do you like? My favorite is the mayo and tuna kind. I like them fresh off my drying pan. The streets are pretty crowded, so the whole street is flooded with life. Young men and women strolling along hand in hand, parents pushing baby strollers, old men and women shielding from the sun under the bus shelter, laughing over private jokes. Their young children clinging to their parents, wailing for ice cream. A group of teenage boys with their hands thrust deep into their pockets, sporting backwards baseball caps. A gaggle of goyles with fake tans and long fingernails laden down with shopping bags. Everywhere I look, I can see something happening, and almost everybody seems to be smiling. Is that because of the warm weather? The town really does have everything. Large businesses and buildings with more than 3 floors. Library, hospital, police station, church, several shops, elementary school, middle school, and high school. Not combined into one classroom like the school in my old village. There's even ice cream vendors in the street, a couple fast food restaurants, and a movie theater. Truly, this place is a metropolis. At least that's what I thought when I was a kid. Now I'm older, I know that isn't really true. This is a small town with a population of about 30,000. It's not nearly as cosmopolitan as I thought. When you get older, your perspective starts to change. The 5-story company buildings that were once so impressive are less grandiose now. The single library is sadly understocked. The ice cream vendor's nothing special. In bigger cities, you can also buy crepes, yakisoba, and takoyaki in the streets. Now, where was Amu's dad's cafe again? If I remember correctly, it was just down the street and then to the left. Not too far away. This is only a small town, so of course it isn't too far away. Nothing is. I take a lock of my hair between my thumb and forefinger, then I give it a squeeze. It feels slippery to the touch, like handling a fish fresh out of water. Do I really want to meet Amu looking like this? I don't think it'd make for a good first impression. It has been 2 years since I last saw her. Shouldn't I greet her looking my best? Yeah, I'll just splash my face a little bit. I bent over the sink. The sink. I bent over the sink, splashing cold water onto my face. I don't know if it's making a whole world of difference, but at least I feel somewhat refreshed. Look at my reflection in the mirror over the sink, relieved to note that I seem slightly less raggled than before. My hair's still damp, but it doesn't look as greasy, and my face isn't as red as it once was. I hope Amu doesn't make fun of me now. Yeah, right. This is Amu. She's gonna make fun of me no matter what I look like. I'm not that naive. She might tease me less than she potentially could, however, which is enough for me. At least I've managed to minimize the potential damage. And think, oh no, she's a bully. I mop my forehead with a tissue and crumple it up and throw it in a nearby toilet. At the same time, I couldn't help but wonder, why am I getting so concerned about my appearance? Doesn't make any sense. I've known Amu ever since I was a kid. We used to make mud pies in the forest, go paddling in the river, climb trees together. We've both seen each other in so many embarrassing situations in the past, I can hardly count them on my fingers. Why should I worry so much about how I look now? Am I growing up? Or could it be something more than that? No, that's stupid. I shake my head, trying to spell that ridiculous thought. Why should I care what Amu thinks about me? We've been friends forever. Not literally, but close enough. If I liked her in any way other than that, surely I would have realized it by now. I don't like her like that. Not at all. Not one bit. I don't think I like her like that, at least. But now I've denied it so much, it doesn't sound like... Doesn't it sound even more suspicious? Maybe. Finally, I've come back to this familiar cafe. It's a warm, comfy place made mostly of wood, a small establishment, not very large, with a certain kind of humble charm. And a waitress who comes to greet me... Hello, dear customer, and welcome to Amu Cafe! Will you be dining alone today? Is there anywhere in particular you would like to... Oh my god! It's Amu. Her pink hair is as messy as ever, with loose tendrils falling out of her ponytail. She looks me up and down, her lips parted slightly. I think she's gotten even taller, too. I may have entertained some wild fantasies of one day overtaking her and being able to rest my elbows on top of her head like she always did with me. But things didn't work out like that. She's still taller than me. A lot taller than me, actually. How depressing. Amu looks at me in surprise. It takes her a few moments until she's able to greet me. When she does, the words that come out of her mouth, "Cockroach Kid, it's you!" aren't exactly flattering. Coo. Jeez, Amu, that's mean. I'm sorry, I just can't help it. You're always boasting in your letters about how you're getting even taller and now you're going to catch up to me soon, blah, blah, blah. When I actually meet you, you look like a 12-year-old. Yeah, it's like her elbows aren't the only thing she could rest. Yeah, it's like, she could probably rest a lot of things. Like, her chin. Like a cat. You're still the same old cockroach kid I remember. Don't call me that, I'm trying to put that painful chapter of my life behind me. You might be a tragic tale, but everyone else, it's a comedy. Oh, come on, don't go deriving so much pleasure from my past like that. It's mean. Yeah, it's like a couple benefits to being short. I'm a mean person, Achan. I thought you knew this already. Coo. Oh, his laugh is just how I remember. A devilish little giggle that sounds incredibly mocking. Nothing's changed between us at all, has it? I sigh. Still, I'm pretty grateful. If you hadn't swung by, I'd still be working at a crappy cafe until 4 o'clock. I owe you one, buddy. Amu clamps me on the shoulder cheerfully. She uses too much force and it hurts more than she probably intended. It's like, oh, so she's tall and strong. Wow. I wince, rubbing my shoulder. I hope that doesn't leave a bruise. You know, you're working as a waitress now. You're just as violent as ever. Me? Violent? No way. You could have dislocated my shoulder. Sorry. I guess I was just so happy to see you again. I got a little overexcited. Amu giggles, waving one hand as though it's no big deal. Like, I almost dislocated your shoulder. It's fine. We'll pop it back in. Because Amu never takes anything seriously, being with her is always pretty relaxing. Which is kind of remarkable when I consider how much she harasses me under the flimsy guise of friendship. Maybe Amu's easygoing nature comes from living in the countryside. Unlike me, she doesn't need to worry about train timetables and angry people in business suits holding briefcases. Yeah, Double, just welcome. Yeah, we're playing Doki Doki Literature Club. We're on the pink hair chicks route. It's totally gonna end happily this time. Don't worry about it. Living out here must be so relaxing. Hey, Amu, I was wondering. What? You want to know my secret skincare routine that keeps my complexion looking so soft and supple? Yeah, nothing will ever go wrong ever. Never, ever. Oh, well, that does sound kind of interesting, but that wasn't it. Oh my, how disappointing. I was actually wondering, how do you feel about working at your parents' cafe? Oh, that? Amu's expression falls. You know, this isn't nearly as much fun as discussing secret skincare routines. I know, I'm sorry, I'm just curious. Well, I guess it feels good helping out my parents, doing the right thing, etc., etc. Kind of embarrassing, though. Almost sent me a few letters with words to that effect in them before. Because of her complaining, I started to think that maybe the cafe had introduced some really cute, frilly, completely un-Amu-like maid outfits to get attention. As it turned out, however, that isn't the case. Your secret to soft skin and not being old enough to have aged skin yet. What do you want about? Yeah, you're still a baby. You tiny little baby. When I saw Amu at work, she looked exactly the same as usual. She wasn't even wearing an apron. Even though Amu doesn't wear typical feminine clothes, I always thought she was pretty. A maid outfit might actually suit her. Hey! Ah-chan. Amu glares at me, leaning in a little too close for comfort. I shudder, overwhelmed by her negative aura. About the look on our face is making my skin prickle. What is it, Amu? You weren't thinking of anything dirty, were you? How did she know? No, of course not, she's getting even closer. What do you say? These would end up being my last words. I was just thinking you look cute as a maid. Hey, Amu, there's no need to be serious. I was just thinking. What were you thinking? I was thinking you look quite cute as a maid. There's a long silence. I squeeze my eyes shut, half expecting Amu to strike me, not knowing when she will. An outside party, this precaution might seem ridiculous, as though I'm overreacting. The outside party doesn't know Jogasaki Amu like I do. They don't know how naturally strong she is. She definitely isn't a person you want to go against. I just wish I never get on Amu's bad side during every single Tanabata. That and I wanted to get taller. Well, since the letter of those wishes was never granted, I see no reason why the former should have been too. Stupid lazy stars. I don't know what Javert... Is that how you pronounce it? Javert? Javert? Saw them really. I wait anxiously, wondering when the storm will hit. And yet... Several seconds of silence go by, but nothing happens. Anxiously, I crack open my left eyelid, then my right. Next we see Amu. Not just Amu, not the angry, vengeful demon I was expecting. There's a small smile on her face. For some reason, she looks happy. Huh, you think I look cute, huh? Yeah, that's what I said. Oh, well, thank you. I don't think you've ever called me that before. You don't mind? Amu shakes her head. Being thought of as cute every once in a while might be kind of refreshing. The old Amu I knew would have punched me in the face for saying that. Well, maybe I'm not the old Amu anymore. Maybe I'm growing up. Or growing up into more of a girl? Nah, I'll always be a girl no matter what. That doesn't mean I have to act a certain way, though. I can act how I want, right? I guess. Strange, though. Strange what is? Hearing you say something so mature. There's nothing strange about that. I've always been mature. Amu grins mischievously and sticks her tongue out at me. Besides, a maid outfit would be a waste on me. I'm too tall for it. They could look far better on you. What? Yes, you! You're so cute, you definitely have the right build for it, Ah-chan. You're really short, you blush easily, you have lots of freckles, and you have really cute curly hair. You'll make the perfect bottom, I mean maid. I think I'll pass on that one if it's all the same to you. No, Really, it's an excellent idea. I should pass it on to my father at once. Almost stands up as though ready to go back to the cafe. I know in reality she's just teasing me. She'd never really do that, but I start to panic regardless. I reach forwards and grab hold of her arm, desperate and pleading. No, don't go, Amu, come back. I don't consent to that at all. It'll be so good for our business. Think how many customers the cafe will get with you dressed up all cutely, Ah-chan. You could greet them at the door and say, hello, master, what can I get you? A drink? A dessert? Or perhaps, little on me? Yeah, there's no chance of that. Not in hell. No friggin' way. My body is not a commodity. That's far too embarrassing. If I had to do something like that, I'd die. Well, if it proves to be that stressful, maybe it isn't a good idea after all. I think a dead maid would draw in a certain crowd, but not the kind our cafe is after. Foreshadowing. This is going a hardcore woo route. Don't worry, they'll probably start killing each other soon. Like, give it another hour. We have a wholesome family image we have to maintain, you know? Alma smiles playfully as she sits step back down next to me. I pout, staring down at my lap. My cheeks are burning. That's mean. That's life. Doesn't even mean anything. C'est la vie. Then take on any more of a meaning if you say it in another language. Guten Tag. That means something completely different. It does? Yes. Wow, get you. I didn't know you were so good with languages, Ah-chan. I shake her hand away from my head, you pat pat. I'm not that good with languages. This much is just general knowledge. General knowledge, huh? No, that sounds boring. I'll pass, thanks. You can't pass. Gathering a well of general knowledge is an important part of life. Oh, why are the important parts of life so boring? But seriously speaking, I think it'd be nice to work with you. Huh? Why do you say that with wide, empty eyes? I frown, blinking at Amu from beneath my bangs. Why do you say that? Do you really dislike working at the cafe so much? That's what all the people say. I don't know if dislike is the right word to use. It's just, I'm one of the youngest people there. All the other waitresses are older than me and more experienced, so I always feel like I'm making mistakes. I never thought you were the kind who worried about that much about what people think, though. Not usually. It's a little more awkward at work, though. Besides, there's that stupid name the cafe has too. That's something Amu has definitely told me about before. It's a standard complaint for her. She really, really hates the name of her parents' cafe. Like, really. Personally, I think it's just a small thing, but Amu seems really fixated on it. Seriously, why did my parents have to name the cafe after me anyway? I mean, Amu Cafe? Come on. I always say the problem. I think it sounds nice. Yeah, maybe it sounds nice to you, but to me, it's hideously embarrassing. You have no idea how many customers look at my name tag that start to make jokes about it. I don't know if it's something you can get so much comedy material out of. Oh, you'd be surprised. Some people out there think they're so funny. Why could my parents have just used our family name for the cafe instead, like all normal people? Yogasaki Cafe? I frown. I don't know, it doesn't have much of a punch to it. Isn't it a little long? That's what my parents said too. They decided to humiliate me. It's all so annoying. Amu's face clouds over. You should try and cheer her up. What kind of thing would Amu like? Yay! Ice cream! Yogurt Sucky Cafe? Amu claps her hands together delightedly, just like a little kid. Amu doesn't like sweets too much, but she does like ice cream. I feel proud of myself for remembering this. Good job, me. You made the right choice. And like, yeah, ship some hot cocoa and eat some ice cream. Thank you, Acha. Thank you. You're gonna pay for me, right? Actually, on second thought, what are you talking about? You're the one with the job, aren't you? That's irrelevant. But you have more money than I do. The amount of money doesn't matter. No guy would invite a girl out for ice cream and then make her pay for her own share. That's so cheap. Hey, I'm not taking you out on a date or anything, we're just friends. Exactly, we're such good friends that you'll pay for my ice cream. Well... Oh, Nachan, please, please, don't be your best friend. Thought we were already friends? We are, but, you know, better friends. What's that entail exactly? Well, it means I won't make fun of your height for the rest of the trip here. It's like, trad wife. Oh no. Elmo's definition of friendship really is something. I'll buy you ice cream. So, as might be expected, I caved in. Yay, this is really delicious. Thank you, Ha-chan. No problem. And you remembered my favorite flavor. I didn't even need to say. Of course I remember. How could I forget? I realized I remembered Amu's favorite flavor of ice cream is because we have such an incredibly deep bond of friendship that could never be severed no matter what. Nothing sentimental as that. Realizing I remembered this because I always thought her favorite flavor of ice cream was really weird. A lack of facial expressions is jarring. Don't worry about it. Gentlemen would have bought the cute girl an ice cream without compensation. Yeah, buy the girl ice cream. I mean, green tea? Really? Green tea and ice cream's good, though. That's the kind of ice cream you expect an elegant lady to favor. Oh yeah, I am an elegant lady. I'm a lady, don't you know? Not a... It's so good. Not an Amu. Hey, be careful, you're getting it everywhere. That's part of the fun. No, look at not clumsy lady. I am clumsy. And don't talk with your mouth full, that's disgusting. It's the sign I'm enjoying it more, Grandma. Not like you ate the whole cone in like 5 minutes. I was being sensible. I didn't want it to melt on me. But that's so boring. Who wants to be sensible? No, eyes are back. Look, you're getting ice cream all over. Right, come here. I'm moving a little closer until our legs are brushing. Then I take a few paper tissues from my pocket. There's no harm in being prepared. To start to dab at her face. Amu wriggles in discomfort and pulls a face, but I'm relentless. I scrubbed her face until it's sparkling clean, no longer smeared with cold, gooey mess. It's always been this way between us. Amu is the active one who gets into scrapes while I hang behind to clean her up, taking care of her cuts and bruises. It's because of my close friendship with Amu that I got into the habit of carrying tissues with me to begin with. Killjoy. Amu pouts and takes another lick of her ice cream. I just want you to look presentable. You're not my mom. I'm not going to attend a marriage meeting. You don't need to be so fussy. It's my nature to fuss. If you don't want me to get concerned, you shouldn't act so childish. Yeah, it's like pull out the brush and start brushing her leg hairs. Blech. Almost sticks out her tongue. The glob of mint green ice cream sitting on it, dissolving slowly. Ew. That's gross. Amu turns her head away and continues eating, taking a few more minutes to finish off her ice cream. This time, however, she's slightly more careful and is able to finish her job without getting dirty again. I feel like I should almost applaud her for that. She probably made quite the effort there. Pistachio ice cream's good, though? Yeah, I like pistachio, but she's eating green tea. Still. Amu leans against the bench, staring up at the blue sky. Life in the small town continues around us as always, and yet right now, for some reason, this moment feels strangely special. Intimate, maybe. I forgot how much he used to worry about me. Getting so much attention feels kind of nice. Just like being taken care of. Maybe a little. Reminded me of when we were kids. Hee. Amu turns to look at me. There's a small smile on her face. You haven't pampered me in so long. Not since she came. Isn't that right? I pause, suddenly hesitant. I know what she's talking about, but I'd assume, stupidly perhaps, that Amu wouldn't want to talk about her. After all, she's never mentioned Noelle in her letters. Thought that being with Amu would be safe. Wouldn't have to think and I wouldn't have to remember. Wouldn't have to feel guilty. Hey, Amu. What is it? I pause. My hands clench into fists. I bite my lower lip. I don't really want to talk about that. That okay? Huh? Oh. I'm sorry. It's not something I really want to talk about either. Yeah, let's do something fun. Fun! Right. Fun. Hey, Ah-chan. Are you hungry? Maybe a little? Then I know just what we're going to do. Follow me. Yeah, a small smile on her face. Yeah, because her face doesn't change expression. See, she changed from a small smile to a bigger smile with her eyes closed. She changes expressions. What are you talking about? You're crazy. She's got facial expressions. And just what we're going to do turns out to be this. We're staying together in a small family restaurant called Petit Jardin, situated by the library and the sports center. I used to come here a lot when I was a kid, since it was the de facto place my parents would default to when they wanted to take me out for a treat. The interior decor is typical of these kind of these kinds of establishments. God, I can't read. Uniform and nondescript, with glossy photographs of food on the walls and table squares. This place looks exactly the same as always. Of course it looks the same, silly Achan. All these restaurants do. Sure, I suppose. Aren't there restaurants in Saitama like this too? Yeah, there's a lot. Isn't Petit Jardin a popular chain? Chain? I think so. Still, somehow, I can't help but smile as I look down at the tabletop. The condiments have been arranged just so, and there are packets of salt and sugar in a small box. All is to be expected. Kind of nice coming back here. Makes my memories feel more real somehow. Are you being all sentimental? Maybe, it's kind of hard not to be. No, you're just sappy. What? Oh, you're just sappy. Yeah, maybe that's true too. I think I had a birthday party here once. All the kids at our school have had birthday parties here at some point or another. Apart from Eriri, maybe. She was always too proper for places like this. I guess there aren't that many restaurants to choose from. Yeah, someday I want to go to a really big fast food restaurant where all the floors are greasy and the people behind the counter are sweating and shouting at each other and there are so many customers that you can't even find a seat. Could use more poses. Yeah. And maybe a hand over the mouth when she giggles. And a finger gun pose. Like, yeah, but that would require more drawing. The mere thought is enough to make me shudder. I don't think I'd like that so much. Isn't this place enough? It'll do, I suppose. What's not the same? It's like, there isn't even as much energy. Like Badan, you know? Not entirely. But then... Oh, well, it's kind of hard to explain. But this place does have something special. Coo. Special? What do you mean? Amo grins mischievously, gesturing towards our meal. It's a simple cheese boiga, with a minimal amount of salad and some fries. Standard fast food. Cheap and easy to prepare. Nothing at all like the meals my grandmother makes. But yeah. I'm sure if my grandmother knew we were here, she'd tut at me. Even though she's a laid-back person, she'd get strangely serious about food. Even now that I inspect more closely, there's something odd about Amu's meal. Her portion looks a little smaller than mine, and stuck in the center of her cheeseburger, there's a small green flag. Don't you only get those flags with children's meals? That's right! Amu beams, pushing a small flag with her pointer finger. That's why Petit Jardin's so amazing. If you collect all the flags for the kids' meals in a week, you get a burger for free. Isn't that neat? So you ordered a kids' meal just to get the flag? That's right. I've never been able to get all the flags before, but this time I'll do it. I'll assemble all of them, and then victory will be mine. I can practically taste that free cheeseburger from here. Just thinking about it is making me drool. Yeah! You could just buy another cheeseburger with your own money. If you get a kids' meal, you won't get as much food. I don't get it. Tut. It's not it, Achan. It's not about the profit. It's about the romance. Romance? Yes. You understand the girl's heart at all, Achan. It's the suspense, the thrill, the narrative. It's the promise that maybe, just maybe, you might be able to get all the flags if you're super lucky, which makes it so wonderful. Seems like Natsuki and Sayori did the fusion dance. Yeah, at first, because when someone brought up Doki Doki Literature Club, I almost said Satsuki, and I was like, wait a minute, that's not the pink-haired girl's name. I knew I had it wrong. I just couldn't remember the correct name. I fused them together. And this happened. Yeah. Just thinking about it is getting me all pumped up. I only need a yellow flag and then my conquest will be complete. I'll get that free cheese boy good no matter what. Oh, watching Amo get excited over something so minor is actually kind of endearing. Can't help but smile at her foolish antics, shaking my head as I do. I'm still curious about something though. There's one mystery that has yet to be solved. You're not a kid though. Huh? Aren't you a little too old to order from the children's menu? Oh, that? Oh well. I'm still a child at heart, so it's okay. Amo places her hand against her cheeks and bats her eyelashes in what perhaps is supposed to be an alluring manner. However, given there's a streak of ketchup smeared against her lower lip, the effect is slightly ruined. Hey, thanks, Amu. What do you think of me for? I'm just glad we were able to have fun together. Hey, if you keep being so corny, you'll make me blush. Sorry, I'm not being embarrassing or anything. It's just nice being able to see you again. Huh? Did you miss me, Achan? Yeah, of course I did. You're one of my best friends. Oh, thank God, Chan. I missed you too. Despite Amu's smile, the atmosphere has become kind of tense. Amu notices too because she giggles and prods my cheek with a finger. What? You're blushing, Achan. What? No, I'm not. I protest childishly and break away from Amu, trying to hide my face. Now it doesn't stop Amu from laughing at me. Jeez. But hey! Achan, what is it? Are you gonna make fun of me again? No, it's not anything like that. Just wondering how long you're going to be staying here. Not blushing, your face is blushing. Amu stares at me. Why is her gaze so intense? Her eyes really are very, very green. They're piercing into my soul. I'm only gonna be here for 2 more days. I leave on Thursday evening at 8 o'clock. Oh, just 2 days, huh? Then, well. Ow. Expecting that. So my shout of pain goes unchecked. Far too loud. People turn to give me curious stares. Are they worried I'm being assaulted? No, I feel like telling them, don't be alarmed. My life isn't in any danger, although that might be debatable. Just Amu, my childhood friend, beating my back so hard my spine might break. Of course I don't say that. I really like talking to strangers, neither do I like being stared at by them. Oh, by contrast, doesn't seem to care at all. In fact, I think she relishes it. Some relish? You'll simply have to make this trip one to remember, right? Do your best! Her voice so loud it's making people stare more. Right, of course. So, Achan, how are you getting home? Why do you want to know? Are you planning on stalking me? Not yet. Of course not, silly. I already know where you live. If I wanted to stalk you, I could just go ahead and do it. God, the eyes the size of teacups. Her older sister has eyes the size of millstones. There. Mother has eyes in the shape of the Empire State Building. Ah, why am I yawning? Yeah, big eyes. You know, that doesn't make me feel any better. My dad's gonna drive me back to the village once the cafe closes. Do you want to get a lift too? Oh, well, I don't know. I have my bike. Maybe it won't fit. Yeah, yawny. My dad's car is pretty big, just like his mouth. There'll be enough room in the back, don't worry. I waver unsure. Since I was offering, it might be rude to refuse. But I do find her dad ever so slightly terrifying, and I'm sure he'll ask me lots and lots of awkward questions. Questions I'd rather avoid. Yeah, we'll go together. So I end up getting a lift home with Amu's dad. Though I know very little about cars, I know enough to realize this car is pretty old. The interior smells funny, and the seats look worn and frayed. Doesn't help that Amu's dad seems to be driving too quickly, as the car speeds along down the country roads. I feel myself being jerked about in the back seat, my body shaking like a pinball. Like, Dad's car is as big as his mouth, enough to fit 6 people inside. Good lord. Emma complains bitterly at the front of the car, her arms folded. This car is such a piece of junk. Why don't you get a new one, Dad? Oh, good lord. She got the pink from him. Because times are hard, sweetheart. Times are hard. We gotta make every penny count. If that's the case, maybe you shouldn't be driving so quickly. Nonsense, nonsense. Driving fast is part of being a man. It makes me feel young again. Besides, I've been with Yukiko for almost 20 years now. She can handle it. She's a reliable kind of woman. Yukiko? That calls the car Yukiko. It's his thing. Wahahaha. That's right, I could never part with her. She's like the wife I never had. You do have a wife, though. You're married to her. Wonder if pink is a dominant or recessive trait? Depends on what her mom's looks like. If her mom's a blonde, it could be recessive. If her mom's like black-haired or a brunette, it might be dominant. Amu's dad laughed, slapping the steering wheel of the car in good humor. His hands are so large, I worry he might split the wheel in two. Wahaha, too true, too true. Your mother's a good woman, Amu, but she isn't quite the same as old Yuki here. A man and his car have a special bond, see? Sometimes that bond is even tighter than the bond between a man and his wife. Wahaha. Anyway, my boy. Yes? I'll tell you a story. It's an exciting tale about men for men. It'll really get your blood pumping. Oh, jeez. I can't see Amu's face since she's sitting in the passenger seat, but I'm sure she's rolling her eyes. I keep trying to tell Amu here, but she just doesn't get it. She's not a man, I guess. Doesn't think like one, even though she acts like one. Ha. Pink color is caused by a pigment that it's dominant over blonde hair, but not necessarily red or black. Yeah, you know. Come on, Dad, cut that out. It's annoying. Wahaha. No, dear. Some people are interested in stories like this. So, I'll tell you a tale. A tale about a man and a trout. And so, Jogasaki launches into a very long, very detailed, very boring, and very loud rendition of his heroic fishing feats. I sink lower and lower in my seat the whole time. Mary things like, I see, and how interesting at random intervals as he knows I'm listening. But I don't think he'd care even if I wasn't. It's clear that Mr. Jogasaki isn't interested in having a conversation. He just wants somebody to talk at and boast to. Now I'm in this car trapped with no means of escape. I have no choice but to listen. So, lad, do you know how large that fish was? Well, do you? Do you? I don't know how big the fish you caught was. I couldn't possibly imagine, sir. Oh, there's no need to be so polite. There's no need to call me sir. Plain old Kintaro will do. Oh, yes, of course. Well, I still don't call Mr. Jogasaki that. It would seem wrong somehow, given he's such a towering figure of a man. It'd be like calling a mountain a molehill. So about that fish. It was a trout, you know. A biggin. Amu rolls her eyes. Dad, do you have to? You've told the story about 1,000,000 times already. No, Amu, don't exaggerate. It's more like 5 or 6, maybe 7 at a push. But I'm not being prideful. I'm not being arrogant either. I'm simply sharing a darn exciting story, that's all. Gotta admit it. It is darn exciting. You won't understand, Amu. Fishing is a man's world, you know. Only men like me and this young mad here can understand it, you know what I mean? Wahahaha. I'm wondering how Mom even puts up with you. Wahahaha. So I spend the entirety of the awkward car journey being shouted at by Mr. Jogasaki as he keeps talking about his fishing exploits over the rumbling of Yukiko's old engine. It's already starting to get late when I get back. I talk to my grandparents for a while, then sit down for another family meal. Grandma's really is pulling all the stops now that I'm back with them. The meals aren't exactly extravagant or complicated, but the quality of the food really is ridiculous. Did my mother tell her that I was particularly gluttonous before I came back here? Maybe she's playing a practical joke on me. Is she trying to pay me back for the time I accidentally overwatered her beloved gardenias? I hope you like it, dear. Miss Tachibana brought over those spring onions, you know. She grew them in her own garden. As my grandmother talks fondly of our neighbors, I start to feel the color rising to my cheeks. It's kind of embarrassing, but when I was younger, I sort of, maybe just a little, had a tiny bit of a crush on Miss Tachibana. I ate my food with a red face, staring down resolutely at the floor. I think my grandmother can see how abashed I am, because she chuckles. I wonder if she knows about that. Wouldn't put it past her. That woman knows everything. Come on, dear, eat up! Let's put some more meat on those bones. Thanks, but... I sigh. I'm not really hungry. That might be the case, dear, but this is for your own good. If you eat my delicious rejuvenating food, you'll never grow old. That's how I've maintained my good looks over the years. And besides... She smiles at me craftily. If you eat a lot, you'll become even handsomer, and you'll have all the girls chasing after you. Grandma, I'm too young to think about that kind of thing. Ah, likely story. I got married to Chio here when she was only 17, and I haven't regretted it since. Too young indeed. But I'm not even 17 yet, so that's still too far early. It's never too early to start planning ahead. The early bird catches the worm. I don't know if I should think about girls as worms. If you eat a lot, you become spherical. Yeah. Orb. And I don't think you should start counting your chickens before they hatched either. Oh, yes, you just have to do your best. Your grandma will be rooting for you. I appreciate this sentiment, but... rooting for me in what? Oh, you know. This old woman hopes to live to see the birth of some cute great-grandchildren one day, you know? Great-grandchildren? Yes, I've started to knit some little socks already. It's the only thing that keeps me going. Oh. It'd be nice to have some little nippers around again. You're getting so old already. I'm not that old, I can't even drink yet. You're not as cute as you used to be. Hey. It would use far too much wool if I tried to knit you socks now at your age. A frail old lady such as myself might be over before she could finish a single pair. I'm not sure if I'd describe my grandmother as frail, even though she is around 80. She's as energetic as a small child passing notes and giggling in class. And am I... Where's my frames? Like, OBS is dropping my frames. Come back. It's coming back. Refresh if it's buffering. For Chio's sake, you'd have to do your best, lad. When old people like to tease their grandchildren so much about marriage, are they really so starved for drama they have to resort to something that cruel? Why can't they just watch TV soap operas like somebody else? Some of them are really good. It just isn't fair at all. Rawr. Grandparents. The fresh air feels good. I breathe in deeply. Though it sounds cliche, the air in the country really does feel more refreshing than the air in Saitama. Maybe that's why my grandparents still act like children. I can't believe they both tease me like that. I mumble this under my breath as I walk down the winding countryside path, my head bowed. It's dark outside. I think it must be around 9 or 10, I'm not entirely sure. There's no large roads that run through this small village, which means there's no real need for street lamps. And that means that when it starts to get dark here, it gets really dark. I would think it unsafe to wander around at night. The only visibility comes from the moon, but that really isn't true. So few people live here and everybody knows that everyone else, the environment is safe. I don't feel any particular worry. Yet. Actuality, I was feeling more concerned sitting in the living room with my grandparents being teased about great-grandchildren and tiny knit socks for tiny newborn feet. I shudder. I know my grandparents got married when they were only 17, but I can't imagine starting a family that young. Two of my friends back in Saitama, Saki, Miho, and Yuna, would have considered marrying them. Thought hadn't even crossed my mind. More importantly, I'm sure none of them would want to marry me either. Can't think of anything particularly attractive about me that would make me appealing to girls. And people were surprised at anyone else if one of my female friends did decide to confess to me. In fact, I'd probably assume it was all some kind of joke. And there's Amu. I like her a lot. Always have. We've known each other ever since we were little. Thinking about that seems kind of strange, though. It is true that I like her, but I've known her for far too long. She feels like a sister to me. I'm sure if Amu knew I was seriously considering being in a relationship with her, she'd just laugh in my face. Then there's Noelle. No. No way. The moment I think this, I start to feel guilty. I have to reprimand myself verbally, shaking my head at my own thoughts. It is true that Noelle was my closest friend for a long period of time, but that's something I don't want to think about. After a few moments of music and trying to force my brain to think about something less embarrassing than potential wives, I come to my senses. I realize without really being conscious of my own actions that I've ended up here. I've arrived at a small wooden building separated from the rest of the village by fields and trees. It's a worn, ramshackle structure that stands all alone, seeming to creak and moan in the wind. It's my old school. Elementary, middle, and high school combined. In the gathering dark, with the pale moon beginning to rise, the building looks like something from a ghost story. Eerie and sinister. I shiver, a cold wind snaking up my spine. I didn't notice it before, but it's getting pretty chilly. Maybe that's why I can't hear the cicadas. It's too cold for them, so they're all hiding. It makes the atmosphere feel strangely melancholy. Without the cicadas, it feels like something's vital's missing. I don't really like being here. It makes me feel uneasy. I want to go back to my grandparents' house. I turn around, ready to retrace my steps, when I hear it. It's a faint creaking sound, carried over some distance. If I were in a horror movie, this would be the noise that would signal my impending demise at the hands of some apparition from hell. Yeah, probably. As easily star as I am, however, I still know better than that. I don't like ghost stories, but I'm sensible enough not to believe them. Even though as a child, I did used to check in my wardrobe for monsters every night before I went to bed. It isn't a completely alien noise. In fact, I recognize it. When I was younger, it was a sound I heard a lot. It's the sound of a swing. To be more precise, it's the sound of the old rusty swing situated in the small playground around the back of the school. I used to pass time in that playground during break times at school. The playground only had a few swings and a slide and a small climbing frame, and I still liked it. The playground was pretty small, so a lot of the bigger children would shove the younger ones out of the way to claim the swings and the slide. I remember during that time, the 12-year-old Amu was remorseless. She would shout at the older kids and threaten to hit them, so they ran away in fear. That way the younger children could play. I think the little kid saw Amu as some kind of hero because of her exploits. Your closet has a monster in it. You shield out. His name is Steve. Hi, Steve. I think it really does take me back. But who was playing on those swings at night? I bet it's one of the kids from the village. Though they can't be too young, or else they wouldn't be allowed out by themselves. Even though this village is relatively safe, no parent would want their child out by themselves this late. Who could it be? Quietly, I creep around the back of the school building. I take great care where I place my feet, trying not to make any noise. I don't know why, but I feel kind of excited and a little bit scared. My heart pounds in my chest, my thoughts tick over quickly, running through a list of possibilities. Maybe it's a ghost after all. The ghost of a young child, playing on a swing in the middle of the night under the full moon. Yeah, right. As if I'd believe in something like that. I creep over to the small park quietly. The wind rustles through the long grass, the surrounding trees, and owl hoots overhead. I walk closer, closer, and closer, and then my breath catches in my throat. I can see her. There's a figure with skin so pale it seems to shine under the moonlight. She's wearing a sleeveless white dress, which must be too exposing for this weather, surely. Her arms are long and slender. Even at a distance, they look worryingly thin, as though they could snap in two at the slightest bit of pressure. The oldest swing set creaks in protest, with every one of her movements, no matter how slight. It's an eerie sort of creaking, which mixes with the sighing of the wind. Yeah, I think we found our yandere. She really does look like a ghost, dressed entirely in white, with that pale hair and pale skin. She could very well be a ghost girl playing on the swing in the darkness. It's the sort of story you'd expect to hear around a campfire, designed to unnerve. But I know that this is no ghost. It's been 2 years, but I still recognize her. Her face is almost as familiar to me as my own reflection it would be in the mirror. It's Noelle. I don't think she's seen me. She's still swinging back and forth like a metronome. Should I go up to her? But what would I say? It's been 2 years. 2 whole years. That's a long time. Will she forgive me? Do I deserve to be forgiven? Is she angry? Is she upset? Does she feel betrayed? It's like, she's pretty enough. We'd rather not get too close to a girl who cuts out eyeballs. Understandable. Like, keep her away from eyeball distance. First of all, does she feel indifferent about me? Does she no longer care for me at all? She certainly won't be the same girl who used to hide behind my back, cling into my shirt. Too much time has passed. But she's still Noelle. She's still my best friend no matter how much time passes. That'll never change, right? But if that's really true, then why is my heart pounding so hard? Approach. What are you even thinking? As if you could just turn around and leave now. I muttered this under my breath, my voice harsh as I chastised myself. I can't turn around and leave. Not now. I'm worrying about this for far too long already. Now it's time to move forward. My footsteps mingled with the sigh of the breeze and the low ominous creaking of the swing set. It's like, why is there boss music playing? My heart feels heavy, as though it's made of lead. It threatens to stop me in my tracks, but I won't let myself succumb. What would Noelle think if I gave up and turned tail now? I can't afford to let her down again. I don't want to betray her expectations. It's with this thought in mind that I make my way over to the rusty old swing set, and I take a seat next to Noelle. Yeah, it's like Noelle rises from the swing and the text appears on screen. Noelle, spurned guardian. Ugh, she's not. She must have seen me by this point. There's no way she hasn't. But she still doesn't say anything. Instead, she continues to swing back and forth. Back and forth. Her eyes look misty and far away. And her pale hair shimmers in the moonlight. Even now, I can't help but think that this must be some kind of mirage. It's all a dream. It almost feels as if I were to reach out and touch her, that my fingers would poke straight through her and out the other side. Well then, if this is a dream, it doesn't matter what I do or say to her. I summon up a little courage I have. You know, my heart is beating so fast, it's a wonder it doesn't leap out of my mouth. That I start to talk. Yeah, well, if she is a ghost. It's been 2 long years, and finally I introduce myself once more. Hey, Noelle? It's me. My voice is quiet, but she still hears me. She seems to snap out of a trance because she turns her head ever so slightly. Her eyes meet mine. They're large, light blue, and lined with long eyelashes. She doesn't look surprised, instead she simply nods. It's a very slight acknowledgement, as though I'm an old acquaintance she barely knows, a person of little worth or value. She doesn't look like she cares very much about seeing me again. But at least she stops swinging. Noelle? I venture again, my voice shaking. In response, she nods her head. It's a very slight gesture, but I'm able to catch it from the corner of my eye. Noelle was always like this. She's a very quiet person. Takes a while before she speaks, but... Achad? Did you really come back? Well, I'll only be here for a little while, but... Yeah, I came back. I was still thinking of you the whole time, though. I missed you. Achan. Noelle looks at me with her large, light blue eyes. Some say that her intense gaze is disturbing, but I've never thought that. The silence envelops us. It takes Noelle a short while to piece together her thoughts and feelings. That's hardly surprising. It has been a long time since we last saw each other. Then at long last, a small smile blooms on Noelle's face. No, man, don't tell yandere you were thinking of her the whole time. Yeah, right? Achan, welcome home. Okairi. The two of us sit there for a while, neither saying a word. The cold wind brushes against my skin, making me shudder. Takes me a while before I can find any words. They're words I should have said long, long ago. Yeah, she'll take your eye so you could always see her. Yeah. Noelle. I'm sorry. Huh? Why are you sorry? I don't understand. You don't? No. And you're not angry with me, Remy? Why should I be angry? Because I went. Because I left you here. You were so important to me, but I still left. I know that. But I'm not angry. Really? Yeah. It isn't your fault that your parents moved away. Why should I blame you for that? Because even though we were always so close, I was scared about upsetting you. I didn't want to hurt you. I was a coward. I was weak, and I never told you. That's why I feel so guilty. I never did tell Noelle that I was leaving. One day I was here eating lunch with her at school and doing our homework together, and the next day I was gone. I told everyone else, but the one person I didn't tell was the person who would care the most. And it was all because I was a coward, far too afraid to see her unhappy, too afraid to break the bad news. I really am the worst. Don't you feel betrayed? Everything and everybody has to change at some point. Nothing stays the same forever. You only left me here, all alone, and everything we've been through, without telling me. Well, everyone else do. Why did I blame you for that? Yeah, it's like, gee, I wonder why she would hold a grudge. But you were angry, right? Do you want me to be? Of course not, but... Then I won't be. I don't like being angry. It doesn't change anything. It only makes things more difficult. It's a pointless emotion. Well, putting that to one side, I still think you have a right to be just a little bit mad at me after everything I did. Noelle frowns. There's a pause, and then... I do feel a bit sad, yes. But I wasn't angry. You were sad? Noelle nods. It was sad that the fun times we had together came to an end so quickly. I'd be lying if I said that didn't upset me. I'm sorry, I didn't want to make you sad. It's alright, I'm not sad anymore. Why not? Cold breeze runs through the playground, making me shudder. The hem of Noelle's skirt ripples like ocean waves. She always did dress in white, didn't she? Because you came back. You came back to me and said sorry. So there's no reason to be sad. Not anymore. And with these words, Noelle smiles at me. It's a gentle smile, devoid of malice. The two of us sit together for a while in companionable silence under the moon. The old swings and slides are bathed under the moon's silver light, so the mundane seems eerie and haunting. This really does feel like some kind of fantasy. The sharp feeling of metal against my bare fingers helps to keep me grounded. The cold burrows into my flesh, making my fingers spasm. Aren't you cold? Not really. Are you sure you don't want my jacket? I'm sure. But you're wearing a sleeveless dress. That can't be comfortable, can it? I'm used to it. People get used to a lot of things. Like betrayal. Yeah, I guess that's true. I did move to the city after all. I don't think I'd like to live in a city. I don't know if you'd say that if you could see the convenience stores out there. You can buy almost anything you want all around the clock. Isn't that amazing? Anything? Yeah, anything. Even those jelly drinks you like so much. I tried one of those. They were just okay. Like, they're just okay. Jelly? Do they do all kinds of different flavors? Waiting for the eye to start twitching? Yeah. All different kinds. They're big convenience stores, you know. What? Is that really true? Well, it isn't a lie. Why not lie about something so trivial? Noelle leans forward on the seat of her swing. It creaks as she does so. There is a bright smile on her face. One she really makes. Even her cheeks look a little flushed. Is there even strawberry jelly? Of course there is. That's a common flavor. And melon? Yes. Wow. And grapefruit? And kiwi and apple and melon and grape? Feed me millet! And leche and bee paste and blueberry and coffee and pineapple and passion fruit and lemon and plum? I think I didn't hear a single word you said, but probably. At least half of those things I could confirm. Wow, that's amazing! Yeah, convenience stores really are amazing. You live in the city, you don't need to walk 40 minutes to the next town just to get some jelly. Yeah, feed a millet! What an age we're living in. It really is convenient, huh? Hence the term convenience stores. But But that's no good. Oh, I thought you were excited by all the jelly. I am excited by the jelly. All girls love jelly. I mean, she's got a point. It's like, the drinks are just too liquidy for me personally. But a regular jelly, I'm perfectly fine with. I don't know if that's true, but I don't interrupt her. But if the store that sells this jelly is only a few minutes away, buying it wouldn't be as much fun. Fun? Yeah, if you have to walk a long way to buy something, you feel like you've tried hard. That means it's okay to reward your effort with a treat. If your goal is only 5 minutes away, though, going there feels less special. Less special? Less special? Less special, huh? Yes, things have the most worth if you can't have them all the time. Whenever you want them, it makes you appreciate them more. I'm surprised to hear you say that, considering how much you love that jelly. But it's precisely because I love jelly that I don't eat it every day. It's so it continues to feel special. Special? That's a nice way of seeing it. Yes, it's just like our meeting here. This is also special. Might be more special than all of our other meetings put together. Really? But we haven't spoken about anything important. It doesn't matter. Because it's been such a long time, it's special. Even if you say that, I'm leaving in 2 days. We're not gonna have much time to be together. I expect them all to be upset by this news. This is our first reunion after 2 years, and I don't know when I'll be able to see her next. Shouldn't that make her sad? Definitely makes me sad. Noel's reply is strange, however. It isn't what I expected at all. 2 days is still enough. It's plenty. Do that with pizza. Frozen pizza, super cheap and efficient. We gotta stop having it so often. Yeah. Huh? Well, when I think about how short our time together is, we could feel sad about it. Or angry. We could even cry. But that wouldn't create happy memories. In fact, it's because we don't have much time together that it's so precious. That's Noelle's voice, letting it wash over me like a wave. I'm starting to understand. She's doing her best to find happiness in unhappy circumstances. She really is a strong person, isn't she? She's a lot stronger than I am. I'm sure I'll find out how strong she is when she locks me in her basement. Do you understand what I mean? Might be a little too complicated. No, I think I get it. It's like the jelly, right? If you can eat jelly all the time, you take it for granted. But if you only have it every once in a while, it tastes even more delicious. That's exactly right. I was sad when you left, but maybe it was for the best. It stopped me from taking you for granted, and it made me realize just how much you mean to me. Noelle says this simply without a trace of embarrassment. Never been the type of person to get embarrassed, she just states what she thinks. I, on the other hand, start to go red. I want to reply to her honest feelings. I want to tell Noelle that her friendship, or rather her presence, no, her existence means a lot to me. Let me be a little too forward, though. Maybe Noelle would read too much into it, or, maybe I'm the one reading too much into it? I don't know. Thank you for being so kind. I think something like that sounds overly formal, but it would be too embarrassing to say anything else. Thankfully, Noelle seems to understand. She accepts my words with a small nod of her head, barely noticeable to the human eye, but I notice it. Since we've been friends for so long, I'm good at detecting the faint shifts in Noelle's body language that may go unheeded by others. It's no trouble, she says while shifting back on the swing. I'm just behaving as any person should. You really have become more mature, haven't you? Have I? I don't know. A dark shadow of doubt crosses Noelle's face. Her eyes narrow slightly. Just slightly. She bites down on her lower lip. Silence steals over us like a shroud. All I could hear is the sound of the wind through the trees. Wonder how long I've been out here, sitting on these swings with Noelle. Must have been quite a while by now. My fingers have gotten so cold I could hardly feel them. How could Noelle be comfortable sitting out here like this, wearing that dress? I don't understand. She's always been a mysterious person. Alright, thanks for stopping by, Swooshy. Hope you have a good night. Hey, Achan? What is it? Since you're only going to be here for 2 more days, I was wondering if you wanted to see me tomorrow? I look at Noelle. She looks back at me. Just what is she thinking? What about Amu? 2 days isn't very long, and I already told Amu I'd spend more time with her. When Noelle looks at me like that with those large eyes, I feel like it would be cruel to refuse her. I end up giving a vague, non-committal reply. It's too hard for me to say a simple yes or no. I don't want to upset anybody. Yeah, I've got each. I've always been indecisive like this. It's why I get into difficult situations. Saki scolded me about it enough times. If you don't want to do something, just say no. It's not gonna kill you, you know? What she always says anyway. I should try and be stronger. One day I'm sure I'll manage, but right now... Hachan? Now? It's not that time. I lie in my futon in my grandparents' home, just like I did the night before. I feel a... What the... Oh, I thought taffy. Yeah, in the business we call this foreshadowing. Feel a vague sense of guilt creeping over me. Saki asked me to buy her a gift and she asked me to call her, but I haven't done either. Guess I got so caught up in returning to my old home I haven't had enough time to think about my new one. Oh, I'm sure Saki will forgive me. I'll be going back in a couple days anyway, so it's not like we'll be parted for too long. It's not like Amu and Noelle. I haven't seen those two in years. Noelle. It's nice seeing Noelle again, even though it was a complete surprise. I was a little nervous at first, but do I want to see her tomorrow? What about Amu? Only have 2 days left. That isn't very long at all. Noelle or Amu? Do we need to make a choice? Yeah. Day ho crossroads. Despite my constant worrying, the next morning comes inevitably, just as it always does. I'm far too small, far too insignificant to halt the rising of the sun. My minuscule worries have no bearing on the rest of the world. And so life keeps on going. I started to clean my grandparents' home, dusting the shelves and wiping down the tables. Why? Because I want to help my grandparents, but it would be a lie if I said I didn't have any ulterior motives. I'm just stalling for time. Just because I don't know what else to do. That being the case, it feels a little awkward when my grandfather compliments me for being so helpful. It sure feels refreshing after a good tidy up. Thank you, lad. You're welcome. I think you control the sun. There's no need for formalities with me, silly. You're being incredibly useful. Of course, I was going to clean all this up eventually myself, but this gives me less work to do. Wahaha. Oh, it's no trouble. You know something? You know, you look so little. Chio's right. You really have grown up to be a fine man, haven't you? I guess looks aren't everything. Well, I don't know about that. When you wake up so early, notice the sun isn't up yet, and start thinking you failed to make it rise, so you convince yourself to become a seagull and jump off the balcony. Why would you do that? And modest, too. That's an important asset. It'll make you popular with the ladies. I'm not that popular. Well, you don't see many men quite as modest as me, I'll mark you that. In terms of modesty, I really am the best. That's why Shiro loves me. Because I'm so modest. Haha. Because you think you're a seagull. Why do you think you're a seagull? Grandpa laughs, clapping a hand on my shoulder. But you're getting there, so don't give up hope. Every little bit helps. Yes. Like, Grandpa, don't break my shoulders. Whatever you say, Cosmic. Aren't you getting tired of cleaning now? Oh no, I don't mind. I'm happy to help, really. Really? I'm surprised. Why? I thought you want to go off and see your friends. You don't want to be shopping here with us old folks, do you? Isn't the air in here too musty? My grandfather smiles. I know he's trying to be kind, but I start to feel anxious. They want me out of the house? That can't be it. I know it can be annoying when I put my mind to it, but I can't have irritated my own grandparents that much after only one day. He's just concerned about me. Knows my time here's short, so he wants me to make the most of it. Mama said she had to work at her parents' cafe until 12:30 today, so even if I went to visit it now, she'd still be working. I could go with either a little. Maybe I could ask her to serve me like a real maid. Might be fun to poke fun at her since Alba's always picking on me. I mean, they do say an eye for an eye. Something about Grandpa's eyes is odd. I don't know what you're talking about. His eyes have always been pointy and angular. Those are wise old eyes. Not that I want to pull out one of Amu's eyes, of course. Not yet! An eye for an eye is not what I want to hear in this game. It's like, stop foreshadowing! And then there's Noelle. She asked me if I wanted to go out yesterday. Maybe go by her house and see if she's there. Might be a good idea. I kept in touch with Amu via letters, but I didn't write so much as a single word to Noelle during my 2 years spent in Saitama. I have a lot to catch up on. What should I do? Noelle. Wow, this house is just as large and imposing as I remember it. I thought maybe my memories of this place had become skewed over time, but I was right all along. The house really is huge. It's worlds apart from the other houses in this little village. Built of wood more than a century ago, so you're ready to cave in on themselves at any given moment. House defies all that. This house defies history. Completely modern building, only a few years old. Even younger than I am. Everything's so white and smooth, and there are glass windows everywhere. The front door is so large, it's almost intimidating. I can still remember when this house was being built. I used to come down here on my bike all the time, often with Amu. We'd sit and gawk at the construction workers bustled back and forth with their noisy machines. I never seen anything like it before. We got in the way a lot, hanging around at the construction site. We got scolded a few times, but that wasn't enough to keep Amu away. She became even more determined every time we were sent home. Every day after school without fail, she dragged me here and ignored all of my feeble protests. Even to me, watching the construction of this house was exciting, as it was so rare for anything in this village to change. Overseeing the construction from afar became kind of a game for me and Amu. Amu and I were definitely in the minority, though. Most people were upset about the construction of this large, showy house. And it's why this house was built so far away from the main body of the village. About a 10-minute walk away. I don't know. The house doesn't really feel like part of the village. Never did. It's too far away, sitting by itself near the forest, large and lonely. Something about this place feels slightly off now. I'm not entirely sure what. There's like no warmth here, as though even the sun has abandoned this place. And in the garden, there's a sign. It's a sign that was never here before. It's not something I remember. And the sign reads, quite plainly, in large characters, for sale. This house is for sale? But why? Does it mean Noelle and her family are moving? Never heard anything about this. I wouldn't bet you did her letters, and she didn't tell me about yesterday either. Neither did Noelle. Nobody did. Gee, the irony. Why did nobody tell me Noelle was moving? I walked forwards with trembling legs, down the front path up to the front door. When I reached the doorstep, I raised my right hand, form a fist, and knock. I knock and wait. I stand there for a while, arms hanging stiffly at my sides like a scarecrow's. That might be a useful talent, actually, if there were any birds around here that needed scaring. But there aren't. Noelle's home remains quiet, deserted, and desolate. It's a wasteland. Is anybody home? I raise my fist again, ready to knock, but this soon proves to be an unnecessary action. Whoa. Hello. The door opens with a click, and a woman appears at the doorstep. She's taller than I am, and her expression is unnervingly austere. Her hair is short and blonde, and it's pulled back from her face with a silvery clip. It's like, yeah, whoa, mama. She's wearing a pristine white shirt, ironed with a single crease, and a pair of tightly fitting pants in equally perfect condition. It's Noelle's mother. Sakata Lucy. Sakata Lucy. Check it. Like, blow my nose before I try this voice. Yeah, she fine. She's your favorite. Well, she gave us marshmallow tea, so that's a pretty good start. Alright, I think I got the boogie. Maybe not. I don't know. Okay. Here you go. 1 marshmallow tea. Miss Sakata places a willow patterned cup of freshly brewed tea, complete with matching saucer, down on the kitchen table before me. I bow my head in silent thanks, my face flushed. Someone feels wrong accepting tea brewed by this woman's hands. She seems so incredibly perfect, so completely above any other person I've met that having her serve me tea makes me feel like I'm being waited on by a real member of royalty. Royalty. Noel can't see you. Noel, can't you see? You're just not enough for me. I know I might be wrong, but I'm in love with Noel's mom. Not like I asked for tea, though. I didn't come here to start barking orders. If I had, I doubt Noel's eerily perfect mother would have listened to them. Mrs. Sakata ushered me into the kitchen of her own accord and asked me if I wanted anything to drink before I'd even had the chance to gather my bearings. That would be rude to reject her offer, especially as she'd already started rifling through the cupboards with army-like efficiency, so I quickly muttered the name of the first tea that came to my mind. Can't bring myself to say anything to her in response. Instead, I just sipped my tea in silence, watching as Mrs. Sakata pours herself her own cup. Really is interesting to watch her. She doesn't waste a single movement and does everything with poise and grace. Hi, Taffy! You find with this pretty lady calling out your eyeballs. Oh, slow down there. Taffy's on my lap. She makes even a simple task like pouring water into a cup look like a work of art. Mrs. Sakata really is incredible. Super nice cat petting, yay! But she's also by the same token rather frightening. The kitchen doesn't soothe my nerves either. The clinically clean surfaces of modern coffee maker sitting on the side is so different to the cozy chaos of my grandparents' kitchen I feel like I've entered an alternate dimension. This is a strange, almost inhospitable world where every single thing is in its proper place. Not a speck of dust in sight. It's more like I'm in a hospital than in somebody's house. That or a spaceship. The atmosphere is oppressive. My fingers tremble when I reach for my cup of tea. My eyes dart around uneasily, unsure where to rest. As the body of a Sims 2 model. Once Mrs. Sakata pours her own cup of tea, she takes a seat facing me at the spotless table in the center of the room. Two of us sit together in silence, in her cold, impersonal kitchen. So I see you've come back. Yes, I guess so. Not that I need to confirm it, really. That should be obvious given I'm sitting here right now. That's good. I think Noelle missed you quite a bit. Oh, I'm sorry? Oh, there's no need to apologize. You don't have to be so formal. Miss Sakata offers me a small smile. It gets lost in the cold atmosphere of her overly large kitchen. However, none of its warmth reaches me. How long are you going to be here? Well, I have to go back home tomorrow. Ah, so not very long at all. I suppose you don't want this old woman keeping you then. No, please. What? I flinch. I might have been thinking something along those lines, but you weren't thinking shit. I don't think you're old at all. Well, thank you. That makes me feel a little bit better. I laugh awkwardly and turn my attention back to my tea. I want to drain my cup coffee as quickly as possible, just so I have an excuse to get out of here. Still, I really can't thank you enough. For what? For being Noelle's friend. She doesn't have many of them. Huh? I don't think Noelle has been feeling too well lately. She's become even quieter than usual after you left. I'm worried that she hasn't been able to make friends with the other children in the village. Miss Sakata looks troubled. I start to feel even guiltier for wanting to escape. Even though Miss Sakata is quite a serious person, she certainly isn't a bad one. It's clear she really does care about Noelle. Oh, I apologize if it's awkward to talk about such things. It might be a bit unfair. No, it's alright, I don't mind. It's just, I do worry about my daughter a lot. She's always been so quiet. She's never been very good at talking to others, and I get concerned about it. Oh, it's alright. I'll be Noelle's friend. I know you will. You're already a good friend to her. It's very kind of you. Thank you. Well, I don't know about that. She is a little bit quiet, but it's no problem. I like being with her. And because I like it, there's no reason to thank me. Since I enjoy being with her, I'm benefiting too. I was saying it like that makes it sound like a business merger. What do I mean benefiting? Taffy, be a cheeky boy, huh? Yeah. I smile uneasily, sure whether I worded it right. It's hard to get my point across. I guess I just react badly to being complimented. Makes me anxious. If people complimented you, it means there's a greater chance that you'll let them down in the future. Compliments seem to weigh more heavily when they come from a woman like Mrs. Sakata. Why should she compliment me for spending time with her daughter? It makes it sound like a chore. Being with Noelle was never a burden. It was fun. Every day with her really was enjoyable. Really no need to thank me. I didn't do anything special. In fact, I wish she wouldn't. Makes me feel uncomfortable, like there's a centipede scuttling down my back. Yaffy. Thank you. It might not seem like anything special to you, but I appreciate it all the same. On behalf of my daughter, I would like to thank you. Oh, well, it's fine if you want to, but... Can Mrs. Sagata truly honestly say that I'm a good friend to Noelle? How could I be a good friend when I betrayed her? Mrs. Sakata stands by the sink, washing the washing the used teacups. Yeah, right. Her blonde bob shifts with her every movement, not a tendril out of place. The sound of running water fills the kitchen. It's comforting, though I'm not sure how. Maybe it's homey. At least it makes this place feel less stagnant, less sterile, less detached from the rest of reality. Thank you for humoring me. I'm sure you didn't come here because you wanted to talk for me. I still don't think you're old, you know? That may be true, but I am old enough to know better. I beg your pardon? Miss Sakata continues to clean the inside of the cups with a flannel cloth over and over again in a circular motion, but she looks distracted. I shouldn't burden you with my troubles. You're just a little boy. Hey, I'm not that little. You are compared to me. I know it isn't right for me to share my problems with you. It's just... Mrs. Sakata sighs again, her shoulders drooping. I don't really know anybody in this village. It's such a tightly knit community, and I feel like I'm still considered a stranger even after all these years. It's claustrophobic. I don't say anything. I don't really know what to say. Miss Sakata finally turns off the faucet. The sound of running water fades away, enveloped by the silence that rushes to meet it. Once again, everything is deathly quiet. This house really is in a secluded area. If a person feels isolated already, I think living in a place like this, where not even the sounds of cicadas can reach you, will make you feel even more miserable. I can imagine why Miss Sakata feels unhappy living out here. Maybe that's one of the reasons why the Sakatas have decided to move. I'm sympathetic about this, but I'm also worried. What about Noelle? Will she cope with her family uproots and move somewhere else? I keep thinking back to the for sale sign in the garden. I can't shake this ominous feeling I have about it, no matter how hard I try. The worried look on my face must be obvious because Mrs. Sakata frowns, clicking her tongue against her mouth. Are you alright? Oh, I'm fine. Are you sure? You look a bit pale. Would you like me to get you some medicine? No, I don't think I need any. I'm good. Well, if you're sure. I'm sure there's no need to worry. She purses her lips. She's wearing the same sort of expression my mom does whenever I tell her I'm too sick to go to school. I wish she wouldn't look so unconvinced. It's making my skin prickle. Noelle never tells me when she's feeling ill either. Well, we are kind of alike. Kathy, can you wait? I suppose so. That must be why you get along so well. Maybe it's something I'm too old to understand. My Kathy, give me a minute. Misakata sighs, turning her head away from me. For a few brief moments, she looks unusually unsure of herself. She's really worried about Noelle. That much is obvious, but... if that's the case, why is she leaving? Hey, I was wondering... Yes? Do you want me to get you that medicine after all? No, it is about that. I was just curious about something. I hope you don't mind me asking, but... I won't know if I mind asking until you ask it. True, you can't argue with logic like that. No, I am very difficult to argue with. At least that's what my husband says. I can imagine. Oh, not that I'm trying to sound rude or anything. I wasn't trying to offend you. What are your measurements? No offense taken. I prefer it this way. Be taffy. I prefer it this way, being ever so slightly intimidating. It means people take you more seriously. Miss Cicada smiles. I wonder if she's joking or not. I can't tell. Even so, can't help but smile back. My face flushed light pink. Just, I noticed your house is up for sale, so I was wondering if you plan to move? There's a pause, and then... Yes, that seems like a fair conclusion to take from that piece of evidence. That was an oddly roundabout way of confirming my statement. All of a sudden, the look on Mrs. Cicada's face has become rather grim. I should be careful with my words. I might upset her if I asked the wrong question. We'll get to that after my bathroom break. BRB. B. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Why are you moving? I wonder if I'm being impertinent, asking so many questions, but I still want to know. Oh yeah, thanks for stopping by, Road Dog. You rest well. I'm curious, and I'm worried about Noelle, too. What is the reason behind the cicada's sudden decision to move? Oh, it isn't anything particularly interesting. My husband was offered an opportunity to work elsewhere, and he simply decided to take it. That's all. What about Noelle? I thought she liked it here? Of course we factored Noelle's feelings into this as well. What kind of parents do you take us for? Miss Cicada doesn't sound exactly angry, but she doesn't sound entirely calm either. I think I might have offended her. I wince, scooting back in my chair as far as I can go. I'm beginning to feel like I've overstayed my welcome. At least Mrs. Cicada takes notes of my discomfort, because her expression instantly softens. She no longer sounds like a stern schoolteacher reprimanding a student for handing in a subpar essay. Instead, she takes on a gentler tone, more fitting for a discussion with a friend around the tea table. She glared at you like that. Well, she can. Just make her angry. Put your feet on the table. I'm sorry if I was a little terse. I've been on edge lately. You mean tense? I don't know if that was a typo or not. No, it's okay. I was out of line. No, that's fine. I know you only asked because you care about my daughter. It's admirable, really. I don't know. I know. I know you're a nice boy. I didn't mean to snap at you. I'm just stressed about moving. I beg your excuse me. Oh, my parents got stressed about it too. There was a lot of stuff to sort out. I think there was a lot of paperwork. It's true that it is a tiresome process, but it wasn't a decision made on a whim. I discussed it with my family at great length this last year. Like Cody liking feet. Always has been. Of course, I wasn't doubting that. Even so, I'm still not sure if it's the right decision. But I've become so tired of living in this village. Tired? Yes, there's so little to do here and everything is so far away. Feels like my brain is stagnating. This Cicada rubs her forehead, a complicated expression on her face. It sounds selfish, but I only moved here because of Noelle. If it wasn't for her, I would have never come here at all. Got it. You thought I wanted Mrs. Cicada to put her feet on the table? I'm not you, Cody. That's what I think anyway. Really? I hope so. Miss Cicada sighs. She looks at me with tired eyes, underscored with lines, the markers of old age. I think we need a change of scenery. It should do Noelle some good. Maybe a sudden move will shake her up a little. It'll do me some good too. That's all I could think of doing. Silence descends upon us. So quiet you could hear a pin drop. In the end, Mrs. Cicada is the one who speaks first. Still, look at me, talking about myself so much. You must be bored. You want to know where Noelle is, don't you? I guess so. That is the real reason why I came here, though it would seem rude just coming out and saying it. I think Mrs. Cicada knows this already, though. She folds her arms, pondering. Well, let's see. Noelle has been spending a lot of time outside lately. I think she went into the forest this morning with her sketchbook. She must have gone to do some drawings. In the forest, right. It might seem like a fairly vague description, but I have a pretty good idea as to where Noelle will be. She and I always used to go to... She and I always used to go to one particular clearing, not far away from the main walking path to draw. If her routine has remained the same, I don't doubt she'll be there somewhere. I think she may have taken a picnic camper with her, too. Maybe she's expecting company. Company? That's right. So you should hurry along. If you're only staying here for a few days, you should make those days count. Yes. Yes, Mrs. Cicada. And you don't need to call me that. I get enough of that at work. Well then, I fumbled around with my words, unsure of what to say. What other way is there to address a woman much older than you? Seeing my distress, Mrs. Cicada starts to laugh. It's the first time I've ever heard her sound so carefree, and it takes me by surprise. When Mrs. Cicada laughs like that, she seems like a different person altogether. A much younger one. Her blue eyes suddenly look a lot brighter, and her face seems to radiate youth. The only way to really describe it is girlish. That and strangely sweet. If you want, you can call me Lucy. I'm good, babe. Lucy Lou. I walk through the forest, sticking to the familiar, well-worn path Noelle and I used to take in the past. Foliage and loose sticks shift and snap underneath my feet. I can hear the cicadas chirping in the distance, mixed with the noisy chatter of birds amongst the trees. I love Lucy. Yeah, the show. The tall trees stand proudly all about me, their trunks thick and their boughs laden with leaves. The dense canopy of leaves overhead is so thick it shields me from the worst of the summer sun. The light that's able to filter through down the forest floor is tinted green by the leaves. The air smells damp and earthy of soil and moss, browns and greens. The odor of the earth fills my nostrils every time I inhale. This must be why my grandparents still look so healthy despite their old age. How they live in a tranquil place like this. Compared to the city with its dull gray buildings and constant strings of cars congested the road, this is far more peaceful. Really to think that humans were meant to live simply like this, surrounded by nature. Much more peaceful than life in the big city. Even the convenience stores are a long way away, and it's not so easy to get hold of the jelly that no one likes so much in the forest, or any food at all, really. I certainly wouldn't be able to have any ice cream. If it started to rain, I don't imagine it would be so nice to live out here. Yeah, pretty damp and muddy. I have to catch some kind of disease. Would you just kneel over and die right here in the open with festering wounds? Yeah. Petrichor smells so good. Ooh. Okay, I guess I was being a little overly sentimental earlier when I claimed that the forest was so much better than the city. Medical treatment, access to food, and a roof over your head when weather is poor is essential if you want to live a comfortable life as a human in the 20th century. It doesn't stop the forest from being pretty, though. I walk deeper and deeper into the forest, the trees cluttered around me like commuters on a train. It's almost as though I'm sinking to the bottom of a pale green sea. Finally, I make my way to a familiar clearing. The ground here is soft and mossy, while the soil is light brown and loosely compacted like sand. The trees in this area are especially dense, forming a circular shape with a small plot of ground nestled in the middle. There, sitting at the base of a large tree trunk, weathered with age and almost completely covered with moss, is Noelle. Sketchbook. She's sitting on a picnic blanket. She's spread over the ground, wearing the same white dress she wore yesterday. She owns like 20 of them. All exactly the same. On her lap rests a sketchbook, and her right hand has grasped a pencil. Her eyes are focused downwards. She only occasionally glances upwards to look at the subject of her drawing before returning to her sketchbook. I don't think she spotted me. She hasn't been paying me the slightest bit of attention. This is so very like Noelle that I can't help but smile. She's the sort of person who gets engrossed in tasks easily, to the point where she forgets about the outside world altogether. I think it's an admirable skill, because I'm always worrying about something or other. My brain never shuts up, but Noelle can immerse herself in her own fantasy world for hours. She looks exactly the same as I remember her all those years ago. She's even wearing the same ribbon in her hair. It's almost as if she's waiting for me, frozen in time, like a princess from a fairy tale. Wasn't that last line kind of corny? It's no wonder Amu's calling me a dweeb. And to cap it off, I'm starting to worry I must look like some sort of stalker staring at her from a distance like this. Like, he has ADHD, she has autism. I should go up to her and let her know that I'm here. I'm here. I don't want to wait around here any longer. It feels too strange, dumbly watching Noelle from a distance, making me restless. With this thought in mind, I decide to press on, not content to linger around pointlessly. You're starting to space out, oh no. I'm bipolar, probably. I need to act more like Amu. Moving forwards, regardless of the situation. That's the best way to be. Right? Maybe not. I suddenly start to feel self-conscious as I walk towards the well. Why are my footsteps so loud? The rustling, crunching, snapping symphony that accompanies me my every moment is so ostentatious, it's almost as though I'm being accompanied by a marching band. Alright, rest well, Cosmic. Thanks for stopping by. At this point, Noelle has definitely noticed me. She's looking up at me, her blue eyes fixed on my stupid face. Well, I can't turn around and leave now. That would look even more bizarre. Eating green tea before cheeseburger. Cosmic, yeah. Yeah, green tea ice cream. Yum. What am I eating? Stop. What kind of expression should I make? How should I give the best impression? Like I did on my first day at my new school when I had to introduce myself to my class. Tripped over almost every single word with my introduction and wrote my name down wrong on the blackboard. Since I hardly ever use my real name, that might be understandable. Just remembering this is enough to make my face turn red. I'll hydrate. I'm throwing a free nose blow. Yeah, you know, people get tired. And my nose gets so stuffy. Oh, my humidifier turned off. It must be out of water. No wonder. Because my humidifier turns off when it runs out of water automatically. Yeah, don't fall asleep in water. Anyway. Hello, Ha-chan. Of course, Noelle's the one who greets me first. Calm and composed, she doesn't even blink at my noisy and elegant entrance. Hello, Noelle. Your face has gone red. Did you get stung by something? Do I look that bad? No, I was just remembering something embarrassing. Are you talking about the time when you saw a cockroach in school and you were so surprised that you fell out of your chair? No, that wasn't what I was thinking of, actually. But that's a good pick. Yes, it is. You hit your head on the floor so hard you passed out. I remember that. And the whole class laughed at you. Even the youngest students. I remember that too. They called you Cockroach Kid for weeks. Okay. Like I've forgotten or anything. You don't need to remind me. I apologize. It just seems like such an embarrassing story. I'm surprised it wasn't the one you were thinking about. It's like, ma'am, those are memories I think about at night, not during the day. It's like, those are my 3 a.m. thoughts. If I had done that, I would think about it at least 3 times a day. A lot of embarrassing things have happened to me. You don't need to list them all. I take a seat next to Noelle, sink it down to the ground with a groan. At least the cool shade cast by the trees is cooling my face down. And it's helping to stem the embarrassment, too. One can but hope. So what are you drawing? A picture. That was a very unhelpful reply. I figured as much, but what of? Flowers? Tweez? No, an animal. Like a squirrel? Not a squirrel. I was drawing a rabbit. Oh, can I see it? No. Why not? Because it isn't finished. You startled it and the rabbit ran away. Right. I hang my head in shame. Noelle didn't raise her voice, but it still feels like I'm being scolded. Maybe she's more in common with her mother than I thought. Something tells me Noelle remembers what you were doing at precisely 1:36 p.m. on Friday, 4th, 2002. Probably. She probably saw that I was browsing Neopets. Don't worry, I'm not annoyed. You sure? Sounds like I ruined your drawing. I'm sure. There are more important things in life. How long were you working on it? Long enough to realize it wasn't worth continuing. I couldn't make it look right. Don't worry about it. Noelle turns her head, offering a small smile. It's reasonably muted, much like the rest of Noelle's expressions, but it's still a comfort. Glad she isn't upset. Rabbits might be cute, and sketching them does make me happy, but it isn't the same. The same as what? Having a real rabbit? I do want a real rabbit, but my parents won't let me. Why? I think it will get the fur around the house. Well, your house is pretty pristine. Your mother doesn't seem like the type of person who'd allow something like that. She is quite strict, but I don't mind so much. She simply likes everything to be in its proper place. That wasn't what I meant, though. What did you mean then? I only meant to say that I'm happy you came to see me. That's more important than any drawing of any rabbit in all the world. Noel and I sit together cross-legged on a tartan picnic basket spread out underneath the old moss-covered tree. We're both silent, sketching. Noelle procured another sketchbook from the large picnic hamper she brought with her and handed it to me, asking if I'd keep her company. Of course I obliged. The situation reminds me of being back in school, actually. My pencil, which I also borrowed from Noelle, moves across the page falteringly. Noelle's lines are firm and confident lines. Her sketches rest upon the page with a certain kind of authority, as though even the drawing itself is sure of its placement in the world. As for mine, however, well, to put it simply, my sketches look awful. I mean, I've drawn with Noelle a lot before, but I've never had much artistic talent. I overthink things and start to panic, focus too much on the objects I'm trying to draw on, and feel guilty if I'm unable to replicate them accurately. And so I'm worried about my subpar skills are doing in nature itself a disservice. If I get this anxious drawing flowers and trees I can't talk or offer any kind of criticism, I wonder how worked up I'd get if I actually had to draw a real human being. Probably get so scared that my amateurish strokes would offend them that I'd have some kind of breakdown. Not very good at dealing with pressure. Noelle and I sit like this for a while without talking. The sounds of our pencils trace across pages and our sketchbooks mingle with the hum of the cicadas in the undergrowth. Feels a lot like it did back then. It's a long, lazy day that stretches out indefinitely. Feels as though this moment might last forever. I'm worried I'll ruin everything if I talk. I'll break something precious with my clumsy voice and awkward syntax, shattering this delicate dainty moment between my teeth. So I keep silent. There isn't anything pressing I really want to say anyway, and if there is, I can keep it at the back of my mind. If I wasn't starting to feel hungry, maybe I could stay like this with Noelle, frozen in silence together. But I do get hungry. If you have a human body, it's inevitable. Humans need food to survive, after all. So the silence inevitably broken by a loud rumbling from my stomach. I'm sorry. Noelle smiles and sets down her sketchbook. Hungry? I guess. It's been a while since breakfast. I never have breakfast. It slows me down. Really, but don't you ever get hungry? You can get used to anything after a while. Like loneliness. I don't know if that's good for your body. Maybe that's why you're so skinny. Do I really look skinny? Just a little. More than a little, actually. Those always look somewhat ethereal, but now I'm worried a single gust of wind could blow her away. My mother always tells me to eat more, too. It's troublesome. She's only saying that because she's concerned about you. And I'm a little worried as well. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. But eating is a pain. It takes up time, it makes my stomach feel heavy. It doesn't make me feel happy. Can't help but smile at this, if I'm trying to remain stern. Noelle sounds unusually defiant. Act like Noelle's mother, then she's acting like a child who's being scolded. Well, it's your own life, and you're free to choose what you want to do. But I still think you should eat more. Oh, well, okay, if that's what you think, I'll try to remember, but what? Don't tell me if you eat food at a certain time of day, you'll multiply by 2 or turn into a pumpkin. I like that, although it would be interesting, it's just... It's already after breakfast. I suppose that means I'll have to work on that tomorrow. Why'd she look so proud about that realization? Does she think she's thwarted me or something? I will try to remember, but sometimes I forget things. Like my socks. I always forget to wear socks. So she's barefoot? Don't your feet get cold? It is in winter, so it's fine. Noelle wiggles her toes. All 10 of them, as though confirming their status. Anyway, if you're hungry, I made food. I made it all myself last night. You want to look? Maybe if you're lucky, Cody, we might get a CG of the piggies, but I can't promise anything. I examined the picnic basket that's lying at Noelle's side. Then again, maybe they have an art book you could buy and you can support the developers. Wink, wink, Dutch, Dutch. That's huge! Looks like there's enough food for 12 people in there. Maybe I made too much. Well, my grandparents keep telling me to eat more. I'm sure they'll approve. Why do they want you to eat more? They think I'm too skinny. Even though you eat breakfast every day? Yeah, it doesn't make a difference. Hey! I got you! Jeez, I can't believe you got me around like that. Flawless victory. Thank you very much. Hehehe. That was a lot craftier than I give her credit for. Anyway, can I take a look inside? By all means. Please do, and try some if you want. Unlike art, food isn't made merely to be looked at. So much y'all for welcome. No murder yanderes yet, but we're getting there. How you doing? With Noel's permission, I pick up the picnic hamper and dig through the contents. Just like I thought, there really is a lot. Sandwiches of many different flavors, cheese, ham, even strawberry and whipped cream. Whoop. Just like I thought. Yeah. There we go. In carefully prepared lunchboxes, I see mounds of fluffy white rice, egg omelette cooked to perfection, pickled vegetables, boiled eggs. Almost endless. I want to eat this now. There's even little octopi made of sausage pierced on sticks, and apple slices cut into the shape of rabbits. I forgot how good at cooking Noelle is. I was surprised at her cooking skills, given she looks so daydreamy, lost in her own little world. Thought she'd be the type of person to leave pots in the boil for too long, or actually use too much hot sauce in her curry. But she's far better at cooking than I am. Maybe because cooking is like art. Well, presentation. Impressive you were able to make so much. It's not so impressive. I just felt like it. That's all. Didn't even know if I was coming. I never confirmed it with you. What would you have done if I didn't show up? There's a small pause. The music stops. Very ominous. Noelle lifts her head to look at me. Her pale blue eyes stare directly into mine. Strange enough, it feels as though she's looking right through me. I feel about as transparent as a jellyfish. I just had a feeling that you would come. That's all. She says it simply, though it's an immutable fact. A logical statement that everybody knows that doesn't seem to be supported by evidence. Is that how much Noelle trusts me? How could she trust me to that extent that I'm so indecisive and weak-willed? As her light blue eyes bore into mine, I feel myself squirming. Though I feel like she's expecting just a little too much of me. Well then? Noelle smiles and offers me a piece of fried chicken pinched between her chopsticks. You want to try it? I feel my face flushing. My cheeks feel hot. Huh? You want to feed me? Why not? Aren't we friends? Like, I didn't install a tracker and live under your house. Darn, she's sitting in a position where you can't see her feet. Oh no. Is this what friends do? I don't know. But I read somewhere that food tastes more delicious than usual if someone feeds it to you. Better luck next time. Where did you read something like that? This book that Noelle has somehow gotten her hands on sounds kind of dangerous. I found it in one of Amu's romance mangas. You went through Amu's things? Isn't that illegal? Fell out of her bag during class. I found it on the floor. I know I should have returned as soon as possible, but I was interested. So I looked through it just a little. Is that bad of me? See, now Noelle's giving me those puppy dog eyes. I can't exactly resist her, can I? It's another technique Noelle learned from that book. Why was Amu reading something like that to begin with? That doesn't sound like her at all. Okay, fine. Eat a jockey mash. Yay! It's so my face still flush. I let Noelle feed me, nibbling at the piece of food she offers me between her chopsticks. Oh, this kind of thing seems a little too intimate. My heart's pounding so fast I can hardly focus on how the food tastes. Yeah, I'm starting to feel tired. But walking is the best way to work off a meal, Achan. I know, but I'm getting a pain in my side. That's no good at all. If you never exercise, it's no good for your body. If it doesn't make you happy, you should still do it. Come from you, that stings a little. And now you know how I felt. I breathed in heavily, doubled over by a tree. Ankles sting. Think I must have walked into a patch of nettles by mistake. Why our relaxing walk ended up being such a burden to me. Oh, my skin hasn't gotten red and blotchy. Even if my ankles aren't red, my face probably is. If you want to rest a while, I don't mind. I like it here. Oh, thank you. I'm so grateful for these simple words, I'm almost in tears. I feel like getting on my knees and kissing Noelle's toes in gratitude. Even her feet are still bare, caked with soil and mud. Actually, I might pass on the toe worshipping for now. How was Noelle able to navigate these woods with such ease when I managed to get stung despite wearing shoes? Isn't fair. It's like no excuses. I'll blow my nose. It's stuffy. There we go. If you feel agitated, you can listen to the river. It's soothing, isn't it? Oh. Yeah, it is. I like to come down here. It's good for thinking. Noah takes a seat on the ground by the side of the river. I follow suit, first pausing to wipe away any stray clods of dirt that could stain my pants. We sit together in relative silence, listening to the sound of the river, the humming of the cicadas. I can see small insects hovering over the water, suspended in the air. A dragonfly flutters past, caught in the gentle breeze. Distinct murky shapes of fish move along through the river carried by the current. Wish I had some bread with me so I could feed them. Noelle and I always came here to feed the fish when we were younger. Trees surround us on all sides, forming a protective barrier between us and the outside world. Feels like I'm lost inside my own little universe, detached from the rest of reality. Here it's just Noelle and I, together, existing in a small fragment splintered off from all other life. Achan. Noelle's voice is soft. She looks pensive. She's dipping her toes in the water as she speaks, swirling them around so ripples spread across the surface of the water. What is it? I was just wondering. Is there anywhere like this in the city? What do you mean? Somewhere quiet and peaceful. Maybe a public library. It's the only place where people aren't allowed to talk after all. Oh, I see. There's nowhere as wide or as green as this, though. Too many people. Not even parks? They're too crowded. There's always mothers with children there. People with dogs, gossiping students. Everywhere you go, there's some kind of noise. It's impossible to avoid it. Oh, that's sad. Noelle sighs, staring down at her reflection in the river. When she swirls her feet around in the clear, cool water, her reflection distorts so it looks oddly inhuman. I don't like people very much. But you're talking to me. I'm a person, aren't I? Yes, you are a person, but you're not people. One person I think I can manage. Any more than that is a hassle. You and I are both people, though. We make a plural together, don't we? I suppose. Noelle accepts this piece of logic begrudgingly, frowning. People are no good. When there are too many people, it gets horribly noisy. I don't like it. I would never want to live in a place with lots of people. Not again. She sounds despondent, listless, as though all her energy has drained away. I wonder what triggered it. You know I'm Noelle's best friend. It's always been hard for me to understand what she's thinking. To be honest, I don't know very much about her at all. I don't know anything about her old life, or old school, or old friends. Sometimes it feels like I don't know anything about her current feelings either. I don't understand her at all. Like I do is not in my head. Well, I kind of agree with you there. You do? I find large groups of people overwhelming as well. It's too noisy and crowded. But you still had to move to a place like that. I did. Isn't that sad? It's a little sad to begin with. I was kind of nervous, but after I met Saki, Miho, and Yuna, everything seemed to work out. Who? People at my new school. You mean your new friends? Yeah, you're still my friend too, you know. I know. Besides, I had to make new friends. I had no choice. It was the only way to fit in. The only way, is it? Noelle sighs, shoulders slumping. As to tear at the clumps of grass with her fingers, yanking the green tendrils up out of the soil with unexpected strength. I know how not having a choice feels. You do? Yes, I know it, and I don't like it. Noelle's fingers continue to work at the grass, tearing out clumps. You can see small bald patches opening up in the riverbank, brown spots of exposed soil amongst the grass. Emma looks kind of sad. I wonder if the grass could speak, whether it would scream or not. Technically, it does. Noelle's rough treatment of it looks quite painful. The only person I can control is myself in this world. The only person I can rely on is myself. Everyone else? They do things I can't understand and I have no way of stopping them. I watch Noelle silently. She sounds bitter. Her words are cold. Wonder if there's anything to do with the fact she'll be moving. Understandable that Noelle would feel trapped in this scenario, unable to say what she truly wants. I know, I've been there myself, but hey, it'll be okay. How do you know that? Well, I know, but sometimes you need to tell yourself that so you can get through the hard times. How pragmatic. Noelle turns to look at me. She's holding a small clump of grass, torn roughly from the ground and tipped with dirt in her right hand. Squeezing it tight so her palms turn green. Wonder how long Noelle has been suffering for. How long she's been worrying in silence with nobody to turn to. I have to try and help her. I had a bad friend in the past, but I'm here for her right now. I have to be here for her. Maybe this is the only meaningful way I can apologize for leaving her. I'm going to do my best. I think probably, you're worried about moving, right? Noelle flinches. Her grip on the grass in her right hand tightens, her fingers flexing. She doesn't reply, not with words, but a reaction is all the answer I need. Well, I don't want to leave either. I was worried about it and argued with my parents a lot. My mother got a little mad at me, actually. Wasn't nearly as bad as I was expecting, though. Really? Yeah, I mean, Saitama was a little crowded and noisy. There were a lot of people. It took me a while to get used to public transportation. May have gotten lost once or twice, or maybe a few more times than that. My face flushes as I remember. Those were embarrassing memories, but I hope sharing them can ease some of Noelle's burden. My pride is worth nothing when it comes to Noelle's smile. There's nothing... It's like comparing coal to a diamond. Shine bright. There's a city-destroying event from a supervillain every other day. Yeah, you know. There isn't too much to worry about. It's still Japan, after all. It's not like you're moving to a different country, right? Noelle surveys me silently, blinking slowly. Once. Twice. Then. Yes, that is true. It should be fine. That's right. We can still see each other. Maybe not a lot, but we could write letters. Letters? I think I might like that. 8 times an 80. Not to mention all those convenience stores. You can buy as much jelly as you want. Yes, but not too much jelly. Then it wouldn't be special anymore. As evening descends, the forest air starts to smell even crisper than before. I don't know how long Noelle and I were walking for, but it must have been a while. Traversing around the forest aimlessly was fun, even if it wasn't all that exciting. We didn't talk so much, but Noelle did get uncharacteristically excited about some things. I remember when shuddered a large cluster of mushrooms she found growing against the bark of an old dead tree. Even though she claimed her eyes sparkling. Those mushrooms are really cute and they're good for you. They have medicinal properties and can cure aches and pains. I think you should try one. I couldn't quite bring myself to. I don't know why. It's not like I didn't trust Noelle's judgment. I'm sure she has a far greater understanding of the various flora and fauna of the forest than I do. There's something about the fungi that's inherently creepy, though. I always found it sinister that they make a living leeching off other beings. With the setting of the sun, the two of us have eventually returned to our original starting point. The small clearing with the large tree. Noelle's picnic blanket and wicker basket are still laid out there, in the exact same place as they were before, like exhibits at a museum. Achan. Noelle's voice, soft as falling snow, interrupts my musings. Sounds a little quieter than usual. Her voice trails off hesitantly into nothing, falling into an empty void. I turn to look at her. She looks very small in her white dress, with her arms exposed even though she's an inch or two taller than I am. Everybody's taller than I am. You're so small. Thank you for spending time with me. I had a fun day. Well, of course I want to spend time with you. I like you. Really? Noelle's expression darkens. Storm clouds gather across her countenance. countenance. Her pale blue eyes look oddly cold. Yeah, we a short king. Of course, you're my good friend. Why wouldn't I like you? I don't know, I was just wondering. There's a long pause. Takes Noelle a while to articulate her thoughts. It's about Amu. Amu? I didn't expect Noelle to talk about Amu, so some mention of her name catches me off guard. Isn't just the subject matter that makes me double take, however. It's the tone of Noelle's voice. You know, it sounds as quiet and calm as ever. There's something different up to it. Something I can't quite put my finger on. If I had to try and define this mystery quality to just one word, maybe I would say foreboding. Her voice is oddly harsh and completely devoid of warmth, like the cold hearth of an unlit fire. One second. There we go. I know you've been close to Amu. After all, she is your best friend. You've been friends with her longer than you have with me. Well, yes, that's true. Doesn't change the fact that you're one of my best friends, too. You say that, but... Ruh-roh. Noelle looks down at the ground. Her silver hair obscures her eyes, so I can't see them. I don't know what kind of expression she's making. Her long white fingers begin to pick at a loose thread at the hem of her dress. All of a sudden, those long fingers look a lot like the legs of a spider. If you wanted to spend time with Amu, I would understand. Why does it feel so cold? Even though evening is approaching and the wind running through the woods is a little chillier than before, I don't think that's the reason. It's not the wind, it's Noelle. The sound of her voice is making me feel cold. I don't get it. Why are you talking about Amu? I decided to spend time with you, didn't I? That is true, but... Noelle sighs. It's a soft exhale of air, a very slight movement from her chest pushing inwards. Amu's company must be far more enjoyable than mine. That's what all our classmates seem to think. Amu's desk is always surrounded by friends, and everybody likes talking to her. I've never seen her alone before. That's because she's a sociable person. She likes talking to people, but there's nothing wrong with being quiet either. People do say that, but I wonder. Maybe it's just a nicety. Something people say but nobody believes. There's nothing wrong with you, Noelle. There's nothing wrong with being quiet. I don't know. I don't know what's best. I don't know what's right. Sometimes I worry. What have you been worrying about? My voice is barely a whisper. It's hard to get the words out. Afraid to hear the answer, but I still want to know. Humans always want to know. We're nosy creatures. But even if I knew, would I be able to understand? Uh-oh. Noelle stares down me intently. Her expression is piercing. Those light blue eyes don't look so dreamy anymore. Did you come back here because you wanted to see me? Or Amu? And so my body freezes. As though my blood has turned to ice. That's not an unfair question. I came here because I wanted to see both of them. Isn't that good enough? You're both precious friends to me. But that isn't the answer to the question I asked. Try again, Ah-chan. There's something strange about Noelle's eyes. They don't look normal. They're dark and hard, like stones or buttons. There's no compassion in them at all. Ah-chan, who do you like the most? Me or Amu? She asked this question pointedly, her gaze focused. I can't look away from her. It's though I've been pinned in place. She wants me to reply. I feel like I have to reply. What on earth can I say? I like you both! It's clear Noelle is expecting an answer from me, but I can't give it. How could I? How could I tell her that I like her more than Amu when they're both dear friends? They both mean so much to me. I couldn't possibly choose. Noelle doesn't seem to like my reasoning, however. Although the expression on her face doesn't falter, it's abundantly obvious she's unhappy. I could tell that much by the tone in her voice. Both the same? Yes. But why? Because you both mean a lot to me, and... And? I can't choose. It's cruel to make me pick between you. My legs are shaking. My voice is too. The girl standing before me in the white dress is Noelle, isn't it? I don't know. You know, Noelle is one of my best friends, and I've known her for 7 years. Right now, she looks more like a stranger. That's hypocritical. You're contradicting yourself. I am? Yes. If it really was impossible to choose between us, then you wouldn't have been able to do it so easily yourself. My voice falters. My words breaking away. I can't reply, I can't say anything, do anything, I have no way to defend myself. How could you argue against the truth? Noelle's right. I did choose between them, even though I didn't want to, I did. When I moved away, Alma was the one I confided in. Alma was the one I told. I never said a thing to Noelle, reasoning that it would hurt her if she knew. But I was fooling myself. I was being a coward. I didn't want to move. I didn't want to face reality that I was moving. I created an illusion in which everything was fine and nothing would change, hoping to live out my last days in this village as peacefully as possible. Look at it like that. I really was selfish. Inexcusably so. I really am a horrible friend. You're a liar. Her words are cold and unforgiving, striking my body like stones. Each and every single one leaves a wound. I don't have the heart to try and deflect these blows. I don't even know if I deserve to. Yes, I know. You upset me. Do you know that too? I do. I know I hurt you and I really am sorry. Achan. Yes? I don't like people who tell lies. I lie in my futon, staring up at the ceiling. My body's tired, exhausted after that long walk in the forest with Noelle, but my brain doesn't feel sleepy at all. I just can't switch it off. Even when I close my eyes, I can still see it, replaying over and over again inside my head. That expression on Noelle's face, that frightening, sinister expression I've never seen before. Her eyes, so light and dreamy, looked almost completely dead, utterly devoid of human emotion. In all the years I've known her, I've never seen her make a face like that. It's like, define like. I wonder. Just how well do I know her anyway? Underneath her gently smiling face and those sleepy, empty eyes. Maybe something sinister was always hidden underneath. Incredible what just taking a glint out of your eyes could do. Yeah, right. No light in those eyes. Like I'm trying to cut back on all those nose noises for you by muting myself. Oh, a stuffed up day. Just thinking about it is enough to make me shudder. It's almost as though invisible insects are crawling across my body, making every inch of my skin prickle. I need to stop worrying. I need to calm down. I need to go to sleep. How can I, though, after everything that's happened? I toss and turn in my futon, trying to get comfortable, but it's a pointless effort. Every few minutes, my body becomes consumed with nervous energy, and I have to move. This room is far too hot, far too stuffy. My brain is overheating inside the cramped confines of my skull. As the minutes move by slowly, the pressure continues to build. I can feel it pressing against the inside of my head, making my eyes ache. All the anxiety, all that guilt, all the worry comes together in a rush, entering my body with anxious energy. By now, even the restless shuffling of my body fails to diffuse it. Ugh! I moan, pressing my face into my pillow to muffle it. I've had enough of this, I can't take it anymore. And the moment I say that, almost as though orchestrated by fate, I hear a noise. Somebody's knocking on the front door. My heart seizes up inside my chest. A cold sweat begins to beat on my forehead. Who could it be? Who's it outside? Even while turning these questions over in my mind, I think I know the answer. It could only be one person, couldn't it? It has to be Noelle. Will it be the Noelle I know, though, with the soft smile and the unfocused, light blue eyes staring off into the distance? Or will it be the new girl I met earlier, the cold, harsh, almost inhuman person with the empty eyes? I shudder and draw my covers around my shoulders like a cape, as though it might protect me. Of course, such a delusion doesn't work for me anymore. I'm too old to believe that pretending to be a superhero will generally save me from any adversity. Even as I do this, wasting time, the sound of the knocking continues. It doesn't get louder, it doesn't get faster, it keeps going at the same slow and hurried pace. I'm sure even if I ignore it, it won't go away. Noelle can be quite stubborn at times. Even though she looks frail, she has a strong constitution. She was willing to walk almost a 2-hour round journey to the nearby town just to pick up some of that jelly she likes so much after all. She isn't a person who can be taken lightly, especially not now. It'd be pointless to just wait it out. It won't get anything accomplished. Probably just upset Noelle even more. I don't want to upset her. I've done that far too much already. If this is some kind of test, I need to face it. I can't just try and ignore it, like I do with the rest of my problems. If I keep behaving like this, then I won't make any progress. I'm like a creature in a swamp, trapped in primordial ooze. The only way I can evolve into a real human being is to take that first step outside the swamp up onto dry land. I need to go forward. I've been avoiding this for far too long. Slip out of my futon and pick up my discarded clothes, folded neatly on the floor. I put my jacket on over my pajama shirt, my hands trembling. The whole while I can still hear it. The dull drone of that continuous knocking. Almost in sync with my own heart, beating fast against the inside of my ribcage. I stand on the doorstep of your house, waiting. Are we in Noelle's point of view? I've been waiting for a while already, but what is a few minutes compared to a couple of years? I'm a patient person. If it's just this much, I can bear it. I won't give in. I'll never give in. It's cold outside, especially since I'm wearing this old dress. Yeah, it's Noelle's point of view. I don't mind it all that much. I've learned to get used to it. People can get used to anything, really. My right hand curls into a fist. I knock on your door. Over and over again, I knock. It's not polite to be too noisy, and I don't want to wake up your grandparents. They're nice people. With this bit of common courtesy in mind, I tried to make my knocking as indiscreet as possible. I still want you to hear me, though. Until you come to answer me, I won't stop. I won't give up. I can't give up. I need to keep knocking. Even if the skin peels away from my bones. Even if blisters begin to form between my fingers. If my knuckles turn bright red. If my hand freezes up from the cold and the pain and I can't move it anymore, I still won't stop knocking. I just force myself to keep going. You wake up and find a hole. Like, oh, hole. I told myself this, and I'm going to stay true to it. I don't want to betray my own principles. People are no good in this world. You can't trust them. They move around in herds like animals. They go with the majority and agree without thinking, nodding their heads in unison. This isn't a bad thing if you're part of the crowd, but if people exclude you because of how you look or act, it will cost you. Everybody will turn against you. Nobody will stand by your side. That's because nobody wants to stand out. If they go against the majority, they'll end up suffering too. That's just how the world works. It's not as though I don't understand that point of view. I understand it perfectly. I even sympathize with it. Nobody wants to be hurt. No one wants to be excluded. No one wants to be alone. So people continue to act based on their own self-interest. And in doing so, they trample on the feelings of others. It can't be helped. If you don't want to be hurt, you hurt others. Makes sense. I understand it. If I could do that too, I'm sure I would. Everybody tells lies. Everybody will betray you. Even if that person is your best friend. If they had to kill you to save their own life, they would. They definitely would. It might sound cruel, but I don't think it is. It's simply the truth. People who can't admit to that are just deluding themselves. I'm not going to betray myself again. And I'm not going to be betrayed again. I'll make sure of that this time. You like us both the same? Don't make me laugh. Ah, it seems like you finally heard me. The front door finally opens. It opens hesitantly, creaking inch by inch. You're acting so cautious, almost as though you're answering the door to a stranger. I wonder why. I'm not a stranger, am I? I thought we were friends. Good lord, he looks like a little Shota boy. He looks like he's 12. My god. He's so small. Let's check it. Okay, I got it. I can breathe. You stand in the doorway, looking much the same as ever. Your hair is slightly disheveled, falling in front of your eyes. You look distracted, staring down at your own feet. Your face is pale. Far too pale. One step away from Hasbullah. I can't help but worry about you just a little. Are you feeling sick? Is it my fault? Yes. Noel? Sharply observed. Yes, it's me. You laugh nervously and ruffle your hair with one hand. That's one of your habits, isn't it? You've done it ever since I can remember. Might explain why your hair always looks so messy. I like pointing it out, not for any particular reason. You always do that when you're anxious. Do I? Yes, are you anxious right now? Just a little. I mean, I was wondering, what are you doing here so late at night? I apologize for intruding. There was something I needed to talk about, that's all. Could it wait until tomorrow? I shake my head. No, I need to know right now. I watch your face closely, trying to gauge your emotions. Your face has always been expressive. You jump between shock, shy, and blindingly, almost overwhelmingly cheerful on a frequent basis. Even though you're quiet and you find it hard to express yourself with words, your face is often able to do it for you. It's also easy to tell what you're thinking. That must be why you have so many friends. It's your face. Your cute little baby face. It always looks so open, so expressive, that people naturally converge around you. They trust you. You're bad at obscuring how you feel, so you're easy to trust. Even though you're shy, you'll always be able to find somewhere to fit in. You're lucky. Your face isn't like mine. Mine always looks the same regardless of how I feel. It never changes at all. Hardly ever. Maybe it used to when I was younger, but I seem to have lost the ability. I thought you and I had something in common, but I was wrong. You're far more likable than I could ever be. Our budgets, please understand. I hate to admit it, but you're probably more similar to Amu than you are to me. That must be why you two get along so well. Because you're both bright, warm people who naturally attract others. People like that are better off together, aren't they? People have never known what it means to be lonely. Will never be able to relate to people like me no matter how hard they try. Maybe I could allow it. Maybe I could excuse it. Maybe I could forgive it, but I can't forgive that. I can't forgive the fact that you lied to me. You said you liked us both the same, but how can that be true? If you really liked us the same, then surely you would treat us the same. But you didn't. Why didn't you? Why? It's because you lied. Chan, I want to know something. Yes? You tremble when you look at me. Even though you're trying to hide it, I can tell. You're scared. How'd this happen? I thought we were friends, maybe even more than that. You really are the most important person to me, you know. Who do you like the most? Me or Amu? I speak softly. The wind suddenly sounds too loud, too oppressive. I worry you won't hear me. What if you can't hear? If you don't hear me, then it's alright, isn't it? If you don't hear me, then I don't need to go through with it. I don't need to. I don't want to. But that would be backing out, and I already promised myself. I can't break promises I've made with myself. If I can't trust myself, who else can I trust? I watch your lips closely as they form the answer. It's the answer I already knew you would give even before I asked. The false answer. The lie. Why? You keep lying to me when I care about you so much. I could feel the weight of the box cutter in my hands. Although it's fairly cheap, the case made of plastic, the blade is sharp. It glows silver under the moonlight. I had it behind my back this whole time, and you never even realized. Maybe that isn't fair. It's cruel. You never even had a chance to get away. You're suspicious of me and you're frightened, but you're still far too trusting. I'm sorry, Achan. Huh? What are you talking about? I really do think you're a good person. That's the truth. What? What do you mean? So you've finally seen it. Noelle, what are you doing with that? I don't like wasting words if I don't have to. That's why I won't tell you. You should know by yourself already. That really was a pointless question. I'm sorry, Achan. I'm sorry that your last words were so uncool. Whoop. Rip. Well, that was the first of 20 endings. Yeah, we done fibbed. So let's see if I pick the other one. I like you more. That is the only answer I could give, isn't it? You know, I feel guilty for simply thinking about it. The only answer Noelle wants to hear, I could tell, judging by that cold, hard look on her face. In these oppressive surroundings, trees pressing in on me from all sides, Noelle fixing me with that lifeless stare that reflects no light. I don't know what else I can do. There's nothing I can do. I only hope if Amu ever finds out, she'll forgive me. I'm sorry. I know I'm a coward. I just don't know what else to say. I like you more than Amu, Noelle. Noelle accepts this response with a slight nod of her head, but she doesn't turn away, her eyes bore into mine with an intensity that makes me shiver. Is that true? Yes, it's true. Noelle surveys me coolly, unblinking. Her lips are pursed tightly, eyebrows furrowed. In the silence that seeps around us, the cicadas chirp. They continue to chirp this evening, just as they have done every evening for as long as I can remember. Ugh! I sipped my water and almost went up my nose. Ow. Even though this is a comforting familiarity, it isn't enough to lift the feeling of unease coiled in the pit of my stomach. Why does it feel so cold? I don't know if I believe you, Achan. I flinch. Given how badly I treated her in the past, it's understandable. If I was in Noelle's situation, I wouldn't believe in me either. But I know you're not a bad person, and you do not like to tell lies. I will give you the benefit of the doubt just this once. I understand, I'm sorry. It's fine, but... Noelle's eyes are still cold, but they don't look as blank as before. Yes, I can see some kind of compassion in them. Some vestiges of reason and emotion, even if they're only faint. I will keep your response in mind, and at some point, I might test you on it. A test? Noelle nods. Yes, a test. But don't worry. I'm sure you'll pass it. I believe in you. What kind of test? What do you mean? Ma'am? Hello? Okay, this part's still the same. Okay. Yeah, it's like we were just musing in the food. Okay. Hey, Noelle? Amu stands before me, one hand on her hip. She looks awkward. Her eyes dart about here and there, unsure where to settle. She doesn't like me. I know she doesn't like me. That's why she doesn't want to look at me. That's fair. I don't want to look at her either. I hate her. Oh, this is Noel's point of view. So it's, I hate her. Or to be more precise, I hate her mouth. I hate that hideous, gaping, grotesque mouth that scorned me without realizing it, impressing on me my own inadequacy over and over again as she kept flaunting the fact that she kept in contact with her, but not me. So wait, whose point of view is this? At first I thought maybe it was Noelle's, because it was like, I hate her, but then, wait. You kept in contact with her. No, it's, okay, I just read that wrong. Okay, no, I'm fine. I hate it. I don't know how many times I've wanted to take a needle to it, closing the lips together with dark black string, puckering it, raising the flesh, irritating the skin. I can't read. Look, I just can't read. I'm trying my best. I don't know how many times. By this point, I've lost count. I don't want to count it. It's unpleasant. I have a lot of unpleasant thoughts. They've been getting worse lately. I look at Amu coldly. My expression doesn't twitch in the slightest, even as I stare at that disgusting, hateful mouth. That mouth that caused me so much pain. That mouth I've hated for so long. I want to break her teeth, make her cough up blood, beg for mercy at my feet. For once, I want to be in control. Why did you call me out here anyway? Amu's voice carries me out of my stupor. I shake my head a little. I try and regain my bearings. The inside of my mind feels all jumbled and disoriented, and it hurts. It takes me a while to pick everything back up. It's getting worse. Yeah, kids are already... It happened in school days. Yeah, let's have the school days ending. Wait, no, not that ending. Not the nice boat ending. I meant the visual novel. I've seen the visual novel endings. I meant that. I meant the one where they both get pregnant. It's getting worse. This dull pounding in my head. This tight feeling in my throat. This bile bubbling up in my stomach. My brain won't stop thinking. Or should stop thinking. That I won't have to feel so bad. That I won't have to feel so guilty. It's about Achan. Yes, I know that. That's why I came here. Amma looks exasperated. She taps her foot on the ground, head still on her hip. She looks so careless, so casual, almost like she's waiting for a train. A cold gust of A cold gust of blows. Wind blows past. The trees make a low wailing sound. Their branches rustling. Ammo's pink hair flutters in ghostly tendrils, like a jellyfish drifting in the wide blue sea. The park really is pretty at this time of night. What's wrong with that, John? And why did we have to come to the park to discuss it? It's chilly. Amu shivers, wrapping her arms around her middle. It's alright, we're just going to talk. You know when you say that, it makes it sound like something bad's gonna happen. Sees my attempts to initiate conversation and work as I planned. Not that it really matters. I don't intend to drag this conversation out for much longer. Look, Noelle, you like him too, don't you? Ah. My body tenses. For a few moments it feels as though my heart stopped beating. Isn't that what this is about? We both like him and now you want to confront me about it or something. I don't know. It's a situation I've read about a little in girls' manga. Two rivals for love confront one another and have a contest to see who gets the guy. I never thought something like that would happen in my boring life, though. Amu shrugs. She gives me a sheepish smile. Half-hearted attempt at fostering some kind of bond between us. I don't know why she's trying to be friendly now. She never was before. It was kind of pointless, but I don't tell her this. Even I think that would be mean. Rude, even. I would never want to disregard someone's attempt at hospitality. My parents have raised me better than that. It's kind of exciting, I guess. Maybe I should thank you for it? I shake my head. No, you don't need to thank me. I can't stand the sound of her laughter. How could she stand there laughing as though everything is fine in the world? I've never been afforded that luxury. I've never allowed it because I'm weird. My hair is the wrong color, my skin too pale, my name is foreign, I'm far too quiet. I'm a freak, a loser, an outcast. I'm hated. Not even you like me, even though I thought you were my best friend. If you did care, why did you abandon me? Why did you abandon me but not Amu? Why did you only write letters to her? Oh, you said you liked me more. You told me that, but you still picked her. I'm not stupid. I'm not going to fall for such a trick so easily. I don't want to feel betrayed, and so I refuse to simply swallow everything I hear. I need to test a theory. I need to know the truth. There's a weight in my shirt pocket. A box cutter. It's cheap with a plastic casing, but the blade is sharp and cuts just as well as any knife. I think it will be sharp enough. Well, I hope it'll be sharp enough. I'll make sure it's sharp enough. You know, most of all, I'm a goofa gooba! Stab! I stand on your doorstep. My dress is spattered with clods of dirt, mixed with splotches of dark red. It's almost artistic. Kind of pretty. You don't seem to agree. You stare at me, mouth agape and eyes wide as saucers. A vein in your neck tenses, but you're unable to scream. There's the eyeball! I offer something to you held in my cupped hands. An eye. A bright green eye, wet and slimy in some kind of strange mucus, glimmering under the light of the moon. I stare into your eyes, searching for the truth. How do you feel about me now, Ah-chan? Do you still like me more than Amu? You take a step back. Your face is white as paper. You look as though you're going to be sick, but you aren't. I'm surprised. I thought your constitution was weaker than that, but you're holding together surprisingly well. Notice how in no anime ever is that a human eye. Yeah. Maybe it's the shock. Shock and fear sticking your body together like tape and glue. This is a joke, right? I shake my head. The wind catches my hair, making it flutter behind me. My feelings aren't a joke, Ah-chan. I'm completely serious, you know? Do you still like me more than her? If you liked me more to begin with, then it's no problem, right? I smile. The empty mockery of a smile that makes my face hurt. It feels wrong, as though my muscles are being contorted by puppet strings. It's hard to smile. After 2 years, I seem to have forgotten how. Since you like me the most, who cares what happens to Amu? You made your decision, Ah-chan. I hope you weren't lying. Yeah, about that. Like, well, I'm getting plenty of spooky endings. So far, so good. Let's see, I think I got time for one more ending. Might have to go all the way back, though. Let's skip! Okay. Go see Noelle instead. Yeah, I stand in front of the house the first time in 2 years. Feels almost unreal, like a dream. The only thing that reassures me is that this really is reality. Is the anxious beating of my heart. Uh-oh. I disconnected. No. Wait, am I back? Am I alive? Hello? Yeah, I'm back. Refresh if you can't see. If there's any buffering or anything, just reload your player. All that stuff. Alright. Anyway. I want to turn around and run, but I know I'll despise myself for it. I don't know when it disconnected exactly, but I chose to see Noelle this time, starting back from the beginning. I've come this far already. I can't turn back now. Need to focus my breathing, steady my heart, breathe in, breathe out. Need to look at the house and remember. This is an old village with origins which could be traced back into the 1500s. Most of the houses here are wooden, long-lasting remnants of an older time constructed over a century ago. In comparison, Noelle's home is strikingly modern, a large structure with glass windows and a garage. To my younger self, it seemed almost like a palace, a home for a princess. I used to come down this path on my bike every few days when I was young, often with Amu. We'd watch this home being constructed bit by bit, staring from a distance with wide eyes as it all came together. Back then, it seemed like magic. Now, however, this house doesn't look as grand as I once remembered. It seems smaller, almost shrunken. That's probably because I've seen so many tall buildings in Saitama. I don't think that's the only thing, though. This might sound strange, but the house looks almost like a shell. Fossil remain. Maybe I'm just being sentimental, but the atmosphere feels a little off. It's cold. There's no warmth here. In the garden, there's a sign. For sale. The unexpected news makes my eyes open wide. The house is for sale? I had no idea. Alma never mentioned this in the letters. Does that mean Noelle's moving? Something happened? Maybe Noelle's sick. She's ill and her parents don't want to stay in a small village like this any longer, so far away from a hospital. Could be her parents. Is something unfortunate happening to them? Accident? Or critical care, or worse, dead. Noelle will have to stay with distant relatives while her beautiful home goes to ruin. Yeah. Well, that's ridiculous. Way too over the top. Then maybe... Parents got remarried? Divorced? Selling a house? In that case, Noelle and up living under new step-parents. Maybe they're cruel, wicked step-sisters. Keep going down this line, I thought it'll end up like a fairy tale. I doubt the truth is anywhere near that exciting. Seems more likely her parents got a new job and they're going to move out. That'll be it. My parents did say more and more people were leaving the village. Small place after all. Even if it is very pretty, there just aren't that many jobs here, and driving 40 minutes to work every day isn't practical. I know I'm being silly, but despite that, I can't stop myself from worrying. Noelle was always so shy. There were only 33 students in our whole school, but she hardly ever spoke a word to anyone other than me. How'll Noelle cope with her if her parents really are moving to a larger town or even a city? What'll she do? It's not my place to worry. I don't deserve to act so righteous, pretending to be oh so concerned for Noelle's happiness. What I would have told her. If I really valued our friendship, I wouldn't have let it fall apart so easily. My feet remain rooted in the spot. I have to exercise a great deal of willpower to get them to move. Feeling as though I could fall over any moment, I make my way up to the door. I knock on the door and wait. I wait, and I wait. I wait. Seconds go by slowly, agonizingly. Still no response. Nobody's home. Noelle's in here and neither are her parents. Well, I explain why their car isn't in a drive. No car, no people. Can't hear a single sound. Not even from a stray bird or a lonesome cicada. There's nothing. It really does feel desolate here. Guess there isn't much I can do then. I mumbled this aloud, attempting to organize my thoughts. Might be easier to do so in words rather than the stifling confines of my own skull. Not sure whether I'm relieved or not that Noelle isn't home. At least it means I don't have to face her. For now, at least. I need a little more time to prepare myself and figure out what to say to her. It's difficult, though. I don't know if there's anything you can say after abandoning our best friend for 2 years without a single word of explanation. Well then, if Noelle isn't in, I guess that means I can pay a visit to Amu. I turn away from Noelle's home and make my way to my grandparents' house. I know my old bike is being stored somewhere in their back garden, just waiting for me to ride on it again. Okay, this part's the same. I feel a little bit worried about my disheveled hair and sweaty brow, though. If I go see Amu look like this, it won't be a very good first impression. She'll make fun of me. Should I freshen up? Yeah, she'll just make fun of me. It's our thing. If Amu laughs at me, she laughs at me. I don't think I'll mind. It's how she communicates with people. I think right now, all I want to do is see a friendly face. Coming back here after so long feels stranger. More unsettling than I thought it would. Seriously though, you look dreadful. Are you okay? I looked down at myself self-consciously, examining my sweat-stained shirt, my red calves, and my trembling hams. Maybe I should have tried to clean myself up just a little. No, I'm fine. I feel great. That's a lie. Shot down so quickly. Look like you're on the verge of death. What happened? Almost something intelligible, hoping Amu won't hear. Of course, this pathetic attempt at resistance proves to be completely futile. She smirks, looking like a detective who just cracked a particularly difficult case, as she says. You tried the cycle here all by yourself, didn't you? No. Don't be stupid. I helped you chain your bike up outside, remember? Of course I remember. Only happened a half hour ago. Almo's always been better at practical stuff than I have too. After several failed attempts of me fumbling around with the lock, Almo eventually sighed and shooed me out of the way so she could do it herself. I was just taking my bike out for a walk. Thought I need some fresh air? I am so sure. You see, this is how I think it happened. Want to hear? Please impart with me your knowledge, oh great detective. Well, obviously you decided to cycle all the way here thinking it would be no big deal, acting like you know it all as usual. Hey. And then obviously you forgot just how shaped you've become using that public transportation they have in the city. Don't make floating marks with your fingers when you say public transportation. It's not a conspiracy theory, you know. Neither is the city, for that matter. And then you got all tired, out of breath, and gross and sweaty, and you realize you're not as healthy as you used to be. Almost surmises with a flourish of one hand and a grin on her face. Is that about right? I pout. How's this girl able to see through me so easily? That's the part where I found a giant peach floating down a river with a small child inside. This child go on to fight off a band of demons with the help of talking dog, monkey, peasant. Think something like that might have happened? Yeah. I'm sure it did, Achan, in the Legend of Momotaro, maybe. Geez, you're just as mean as I remember, Amu. Amu ruffles my hair, musing it up between my fingers. And you're a lot sweatier than I remember you, Achan. Hey, that's not fair. Neither's life. Sorry, but you'll have to get used to it. I grit my teeth together and glare at Amu, but it's half-hearted. Not really mad, this is how Amu and I interact. After all these years, I've gotten used to our comedy routine. I find myself automatically acting as the straight man, even when I'm not so bothered by her silly antics. It's kind of reassuring, actually, that I've been able to slip into my old habits with her so easily. Hey, Achan. What is it? Amu's smiling, a winsome expression on her face. I know that face well. More familiar than I know my own reflection in the mirror. What do you want, Amu? How do you know I wanted something? Because I know you. Is my face really that easy to read? Really is. It's because I'm a fair maiden. I raise an eyebrow. There's many ways that I could describe Amu, but this combination of fair and maiden is not one of them. What do you mean? Because I'm so sweet and gentle, I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm not a dishonest person, you know? I guess that much is true. Anyway, what are you after? I know you want something. Well, working hard at my parents' cafe, you know. The boogies never end. I know, so... I could really use an energy boost now, if you know what I mean. Like what? Like a good luck kiss. Huh? I stare at Amu in alarm, my eyes so wide I worried it might roll on my skull and land in my lap with a plop. What does she mean kiss? I couldn't, know her friends. I think it's going a little too far. Oh, Achan, your face is all red. Of course it is. What else did she expect? Well, if a kiss is too much, I would settle for a snack. Food? Okay, that might be slightly more manageable. See if I can get my breathing under control first. Bye, ice cream. Ask how Noelle is? Hey, Amu. What is it? I shift, linking my hands together in my lap. Takes me a while to form any words. I'm worried about all day, but it's difficult to actually say it. Oh, what are you talking about, Achan? I mean, it's stupid, isn't it? You know until you tell me. Knowing you, though, it probably is. Let Amu's comment slide. I know she's just trying to lighten the mood. Stubborn boogie. Boogie woogie. I mean, it's just, I've wanted to talk about it all day, but now that I can, suddenly I don't want to, but that doesn't make any sense, does it? Well, I guess not, but if you want to talk about something, you should talk about it. Otherwise, I won't be able to understand you. That's what I thought. I sigh. Yeah, it's just common sense. You're acting kind of slow today, Achan. What am I gonna do with you, seriously? Amu giggles. Even though the atmosphere is heavy, I'm kind of glad for it. I guess it's hard being too melancholy with Amu around. Even though you act rude, you really are a nice person, aren't you? Oh, well, I don't know about that. Amu flushes, turning her head away. She embarrassed? Kind of unexpected. Knowing Amu, I thought she'd brush a sappy comment like that away with a laugh. Slap it to the back, or maybe a joke about how I'm getting sentimental in my old age. Amu pouts. You're thinking I'm strange or something, don't you? No, well, Amu's gaze remains pointed. I relent, I can't keep anything from her. How'd you know? As I've known you for a long time, stupid. I could see it all over your face. Instinctively, I tried to hide my face with my hands. At least Amu seems to find my reaction funny because she starts to giggle. Anyway, Jen, what do you want? If you have a question to ask, you should ask it now or you might regret it later. Yeah, that's a good point. I was just wondering, I went to her house yesterday. Noelle's. Huh. A small pause. Takes Amu a few moments to regain her composure. What do you mean, house? Don't you think palace would be more fitting? Noelle's home isn't that big, really. Says the city boy. I was going nuts over it when it was being built, saying it would tarnish the historical value of our village or something. It's a nice house. Well, you know that better than me. You've been there more than I have. It's not that hard to improve on my record, though. Yet I've never been invited over once. And this appears there, note of bitterness to Amu's tone. So did you see the little princess? No, I didn't see her. She wasn't at home. Oh, that's a shame. Think she would have liked to see you. You sure? After what I did? Of course, she was your best friend, you know. And with a half-functioning brain could tell she really liked you. Been 2 years, and I haven't spoken to her at all since then, so... Don't worry about it, silly. You didn't do anything really horrible, and I do understand. It's difficult for you. Probably more difficult for her. Amu shrugs. Maybe. I don't know. I can never tell what she's thinking. Not like she ever talks to me anyway. She's just shy. I know, but you're kind of shy too, and I don't mind being with you. You're fun to tease. Hee 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 hee. Is that why you like me so much? Who knows? Maybe. But when it comes to Noelle, I guess she seems too delicate to poke fun at. I think if I teased her, it would really upset her. Can't joke around with people, I don't know how to talk to them. Did Noelle not speak to anybody in the class after I left then? Amu ponders, directing her gaze towards the sky. She sighs and says, no, I don't think so. Does that mean she was all on her own? I guess so, but she always seems so hard to approach, you know? So distant, I didn't know where to begin. I wonder if I should feel annoyed at Amu for not making an effort to be Noelle's friend, but it's not like I don't understand what she means. Noelle can be a difficult person. Besides, it's not like Amu has any kind of duty to be Noelle's friend. I think it would be pretty depressing if Amu became Noelle's friend purely out of pity or because of a sense of obligation. I don't think a relationship like that would make either of them happy. It was inevitable that Noelle would wind up on her own after I moved away. She never showed any interest in speaking to anybody other than me. Maybe that explains it then. Explains what? Well, I was just wondering, the thing I was thinking about earlier that I wanted to ask you. I noticed her house is up for sale. Oh, what is? I was hoping you might know the reason why I said your parents are. Always sticking their noses in other people's business. Yeah. But no, I haven't heard a thing. Maybe it happened recently? If it was old news, I'm sure my parents would have mentioned it already. My dad can't keep his mouth shut about the latest village gossip. I guess it's a mystery that's going to go unsolved then. Hardly a big mystery. A lot of people have been leaving the village lately. It kind of seems like a waste, though. Waste? Yeah, that house the cicadas must have been expensive. Can't imagine they're going to make much of a profit off it. Nobody's moving into the village either? Nah, the house left by the old families are still empty. No jobs here, nobody's coming in. Most of the people in the village are old people who've retired, not families with children. It's really boring sometimes, you know? Maybe that's why... Maybe this Kato's our move because Noelle hasn't made any new friends at school? Maybe she's lonely. I guess that could be it. I don't know. It's more likely her parents just got sick of commuting so far to work. So you don't think this is a big deal? I doubt it. I think you're just worrying about nothing as usual, Achan. Yeah, that's probably true. Achan? What is it? Hey, Achan, why are you so worried anyway? Well, what do you mean? Wasn't a child. I'm sure she could take care of herself. I know, but nothing. If you keep fussing over her, isn't that kind of rude? It's like you're implying that she can't take care of herself. But I always thought that friends were supposed to trust one another. Oh, I hadn't thought of it that way before, but maybe Alma has a point. People don't like being looked down on. I know I don't. It's something that happens frequently, both figuratively and literally. People are always assuming I'm younger than I am. I've been stopped more than a few times by police officers when going out to the convenience store in the evening. I always ask the same questions. How am I? What I'm doing? Where my parents are? I know they mean well, but it's kind of annoying, not to mention depressing. Am I fussing over Noelle because I want to feel superior to her? Am I really doing this so I can tell myself I'm mature and responsible? Not sure. What should I do? Can't help it. Can't help but worry about her, though. Why? I looked down at my lap, my brow furrowed. Well, I don't really know. Maybe it's illogical. Just, well, Noelle's a close friend of mine. That's all? Yeah, friends worry about each other naturally, don't they? It's only obvious I want her to be happy. There's a small pause. I look back at Almu, peeking up at her from underneath my bangs. She's been strangely silent for a while now. Did I say something to upset her? To my surprise. Hee 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 hee. She's giggling. Silly, Achan. You have to stop worrying so much about other people. What do you mean silly? I'm not silly. Yes, you are. You're so tiny. Maybe you should take more care to look out for yourself. What do you mean? I don't... Yeah. Prod. Hey, Almu. You're so tiny you could be abducted easily. Don't let your guard down or it'll be game over. Because you're bullying me. Let go. The giggling Almu releases me from her grip. Jeez. I wince, rubbing my cheek with my hand. Jeez, Almu could be such a brute sometimes. She really doesn't know her own strength. Anyway, Achan. You're being silly, you know? If you really want to talk to Noelle, you should just go do it. Really? Of course, you want to know whether she still likes you or not. If you want to know how she's feeling, then all you need to do is ask. Not so hard, is it? I don't know, you really think it'll be that easy? I'm sure it'll be. Stop overthinking it and make a big deal about nothing of itself at all, sir. Now you're starting to sound like my mother. Well, somebody has to take care of you when you get all worked up. Thanks. No problem, I like being with you. It's fun. Speaking of fun, I want to go and have some right now. I'm tired of sitting around here. Is there anything you recommend? Oh, I know. Alma gets to her feet, then offers me her hand. You haven't been here in a while. Stranger, how about a tour around this town? You want to go shopping? It's almost like you read my mind. Alright, it looks like there's like new stuff going on, so... I didn't realize one dialogue change would change a lot, so... I'll just leave it here for now. We'll come back, don't worry. But it's just gonna be a while. Alright, thank you so much for coming. And tomorrow will be another brand new game to play. We'll find someone to raid. Who to raid? I don't think I've raided this person in a while. Okay, there we go. Good night, everyone. Rest well. Eat your vegetables. And be careful with box cutters. Good night.